Hey, it's good friends, good games. Welcome everyone. Woo! All right, hit the right button here. Boom, we got 4 people. I hit the right button. I'm so proud of myself, guys. As always,
I made it.
It is 23rd of September. We got Dill. We got Everis. We have Zenith. We are running a little late today because we had to wait for Dill, but we are all good.
Yeah.
Dill is doing.
Sorry,
Dill
chat.
was doing favors. No, sorry. Dill was doing favors, and we waited for Dill.
Yeah, I haven't showered yet as well. Ugh.
Okay, now that you said it,
What?
Dill works in a pub, people. So
Yeah, I do.
We're gonna play a little game right now.
Oh, there we go.
What do we think Dill smells like? I'm gonna guess French fries.
I was gonna say fry grease.
Okay.
Spilled strawberry
He's
daiquiri.
smelling himself.
All right. In the chat, we have beer.
Probably.
Okay.
Strawberry
And
My
then,
daiquiri.
hands smell metallic.
Ooh,
What?
smells like
Has
a
it
white
been?
Russian.
Has it been? Has he been answered? Beer's a good.
I can make an old fashioned. I will say that.
okay. When you come to
Nah.
California, I will ask to have an old fashioned. I will break.
If you
My
have the
usual.
ingredients for it, I'll make it.
Okay, we'll go get them. I'll indulge and take.
I
an
could also
old-fashioned.
make a woo woo. I can make a sex on the beach.
What's
I
a
can-
woo woo?
Yeah, what's a woo
It's
woo?
I want to
it's-
woo on this with sex on the
it's
beach.
peach schnapps, vodka, cranberry juice, ice, and a slice of lime.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of drink.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
nice.
Okay. Dill mentioned metallic, and we have in here from Demi. Demi says dishwater. So were you like
Yeah,
handling the dishes? Okay.
I do wash dishes sometimes. Yes, it's a bit of
Okay.
the light does that. But also a lot of the pumps for the draft beer,
Yeah, the beers.
they're all metal. You see, so that's probably what it is
Ah.
too. So yeah. But yeah, I literally
Okay.
just like zoomed back home after like getting off from work basically to come here and like made everyone half an hour late.
Does your pub, like here in America, it's like pretty popular to have different types of what do they call the thing? The lever thing? It has a name, right? That you put on the beer.
The cask,
The drafts.
the draft beer.
Yeah, but the name of the handle thing, does it have a specific the tap, right? That's what it is. The specific
tap.
the handle
Yeah.
thing, right?
We call it the cascale
Okay.
pump.
Okay, so like here in America, there's a trend where all the bars will put the different ones because every beer manufacturer has like a different one with a different design or whatever on it. So
Yeah.
it's like supposed to
Yeah.
attract you when you're sitting at the bar. Do they do that over
Yeah.
there, or do you guys all have like the
Yeah.
same standard one?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
We otherwise how would everyone know what they want to drink?
Right. Well, like you said, you'd have like beer menu or whatever,
We have
And
menus, for like
okay.
alcohol and stuff and soft drinks and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
we
I
actually had a
don't-
menu change recently.
How
And
behind the
my-
times do you think the UK is, Eric?
We
It's not a
literally have
matter
the
of-
most pubs in the world.
Okay.
Like, we are literally the kings of pubs.
It's not
Literally,
about being
I
behind
could
the times.
walk. I can walk within distance of 4 different pubs where I live right now.
So it's actually there's an interesting dynamic about this. So in America, there's literally McDonald's or a fast food place on
Yeah.
every single corner.
Yes.
Whereas in Canada, there's a Tim Hortons on every single corner.
Yes.
But in the
And
UK, there's
it's
pubs
pubs.
on every single corner.
Literally. There's like 4 or 5 I can walk to, basically.
So, Everest, it's not about being behind the times. It's like sometimes they're just very traditional. Like some of these places are just
True.
like it's a traditional thing. Like this pub's been here
Yeah.
for 200 years. Like why am I going to
Yeah.
like bend to what's trending now? No, like it's not about,
I-
behind the times.
I feel like
I mean-
beer taps are kind of like, it
Well,
doesn't matter where you are, old school, new school. It's like beer taps are
Yeah.
a thing, right?
Well, the thing in the UK is that there's beer and there's lager. You have to know the difference.
This is actually a funny conversation because I'm making this is gonna go down a large rabbit trail that I don't want to right now.
rabbit
But
hole of
we don't
news.
know. Josh and I do not drink beer. We do not like beer. We think beer is
Okay.
disgusting.
Cider?
And so but I do like cider. I do. And I will have a sour if it's good. But
Sour.
yeah, beer sour beer. It's like
Dill, is
I don't know
this
how to-
like what the American are you talking about?
I don't know how to
These-
describe what it tastes like. It's like sweet but tart, but beer at the same time. Chat, help me. but we don't know anything about beer. But today, Josh and I are gonna make pretzels, like homemade soft pretzels. And I was gonna make a beer cheese, and we're like, well, what beer do we put in the beer cheese? And we had no idea. I had to Google all this.
I'm trying.
I don't know
Is
jack shit about beer.
I think a good one is an IPA. An IPA beer is a good one to use. We have a hot sauce which is infused with IPA.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Whoa.
But hot sauce it can like IPAs are pretty strong though, aren't they?
No,
Yeah,
IPA is like the weakest one in the UK.
I thought
where
wheat
the key word
beer.
is UK. Like UK's are
I
on
thought wheat beer, like Coors Light, Budweiser, whatever.
Oh, I
That's
told
the weak stuff.
them- I mean,
Water,
sure.
tap water.
Yeah, you could try that. I guess. I don't know.
So
No, I just know that as to be like the lightest.
Yeah,
for
Coors Light, I guess.
I'm not the biggest like beer person either. I was more of a hard alcohol person. But
Oh, what liquor and stuff.
yeah, like liquors. I was a whiskey and whiskey.
Whiskey,
But,
whiskey. No middle
yeah.
mixer, just whiskey.
bourbons, whiskeys, bourbons, the darks. I like the dark liquors.
Yeah.
But when it came to beer, like I always recommended like people get blondes. So like that would kind of be like your
Stella Artois.
Stellas, your Heinekens,
Artois.
things like that. Those are nice, light, run of the mill, with a little bit of flavor to them. And it's not, piss water like be the Bud Light and stuff
like
are.
Coors.
Right. So like I always recommended the blondes, and then if you wanted something like really flavorful, you would get like a hef with an orange, and that's always a good beer.
Yeah.
And then
Our lightest lager is Carlin.
okay, Bass was pretty
So
good.
go-
I liked Bass. Bass was decent. Stuff like that. But like I always drank my three were Blue Moon, Stella, and Heinekens, and then a backup was always
we've got bottles of Heineken at my work.
yeah. And then my backup was Newcastle's. I like Newcastle's a lot.
Newcastle, the town?
Well, the beer.
There's
they
a
not
beer
have
called
that?
Newcastle?
Yeah, they have Newcastle's in UK.
Oh, we
Wow.
have a town called Newcastle.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I recognize it. I've seen it before.
Yeah. I always drank Blue Moons without the orange. I just drank Blue Moon straight up.
A lot of ours are on like draft, and we have bottles, and we have like liquors and whatnot and stuff.
PBR has someone Everis in the chat just mentioned PBR. PBR is like literally just like a trend beer. Like somewhere down the line, that crap like turned into a trendy beer.
It's like that was the beer. Like when my friends were underage drinking, that is the beer they drank. They were like,
That and Natty Ice.
Yeah, that
I
was
didn't.
Smirnoff.
I will make the clarification to say that I did not. I think it's disgusting, but
I will not, and also I will and will not confirm underage drinking that I did, but I went with Alka-Pops.
with
if I
what?
did do that. Alka-Pops.
What are
Alka
those?
Pops?
What?
They're like very weak alcoholic sweet drinks.
Oh, so like
Oh.
what is it?
WKDs and stuff like that.
Like your
So
We
like
called
a
those wine coolers. We called those wine
Like
coolers.
wine
back in the
coolers,
day.
yeah. Wine
Oh,
coolers, basically
wine-
what Americans. We call them Alka-Pops. Because they're
Oh.
basically like really sweet, like alcoholic drinks.
I'll lay this down for you. All right. So here's the thing. Back in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, there was this thing called Zima, right? And Zima was like this light, trendy, like alcoholic drink, but it wasn't like heavy in alcohol taste, right? And then everyone equated the Zima to being like just a weak, like college kids drink. And then there was the wine coolers. Like, I don't know what they are now, but like they had like Bartles and James and stuff. And these were literally like fruity, like bottled alcoholic drinks. They're called wine coolers, right?
Made by Coors.
Well,
Well,
now it's seltzers.
Right.
That's
so
kind of
that's
the
where I'm
piss
getting.
water of alcohol.
Yeah, that's where I'm
now.
getting to. And then we got into the 2000s and we got into the Smirnoff Ice era. And
Oh,
the
we
Yeah,
also did
Smirnoff,
that.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we got into the Smirnoff Ice era, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Smirnoffs are weak," and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And now we are in the White Claw.
White Claw.
Truly.
Yeah, White Claw.
So
That's what
We are-
I thought you were talking about,
Yeah.
Dill.
Oh, okay. No,
But-
like they're literally like, look up WKD's alcohol drinks.
I'm gonna
They're
look this up right
basically
now.
like them. There is either them or like cheap knockoff versions called like VKs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
4%.
Yeah, they're literally like the weakest things you can drink, but they were very sweet. And you could get like a 10 case of them from a nearest shop for like less than 10 quid.
These bottles look like Sobe.
these bottles look
4%.
actually very appealing. Like I could see why
They
people would buy
do.
these.
Honestly, any kind of coolers that come with like at like 4% alcohol or less, it should come in a sippy cup.
They
Yeah.
remind me of like Jones sodas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're like super colorful.
Yeah, they are very colorful. My
Our
favorite
s-
one was the blue.
Blue raspberry?
Yes, blue one.
Dude, I
one.
could totally be down with this stuff.
They had
like fruit
we had
drink.
also because it was the UK. We had an Iron Brew flavored one as well.
And then, of course, like in between, you have like the Mike's Hard Lemonades and stuff like that. Those never really like, I never equated those to like the same trend as the seltzers because there's always a seltzer one that comes around, like Zima's, then it's Smirnoffs, and then it turned into like
Well, and then
White
Bud,
Claws.
like I feel like everyone has a seltzer now. Bud Light made a seltzer.
Yeah.
Like every brand has a seltzer.
Yeah. I mean, my go-to nowadays is a cider. I know I'm gonna go for a Strongbow Dart Fruit or anything available that says a cider base. If I want to go hard liquor, I go for a rum normally, like a rum and
Okay,
like
now-
a mixer.
I really want to
Um,
go on to like a nice cider kind of like
Ciders I like.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to
Cider
like, dive
bars are
more into
fun.
Yeah.
Cider
Yeah.
bars are a lot of fun.
They
Yeah,
are.
ciders are good. All the millennials in here and in the chat are gonna know what I'm talking about when I drop the name Four Loco.
them. Oh god.
Everyone
Four
remember the
Loko?
Four Loco. Four Locos were an American thing. I don't know if they were a UK thing, but Four Locos were basically Red Bulls infused with malt liquor.
Wasn't that illegal eventually?
my God.
Yeah, they were illegal.
They made it
and then they-
illegal.
The
then they
cans are
had to
quite
go-
funky.
Yeah. And then they had to go change the formula because like kids were just going insane on this stuff, like
That
running
I
into the
could-
street,
yeah.
getting hit, like doing wild shit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chibi
that
says you
true?
all miss Chibi says you all miss me you all making me miss drinking and I'm with you, Chibi. I'm right
You
with
can
you.
always have a drink with me, Chibi. I'm available.
I'm available.
Available.
I don't drink. I hardly drink ever. Like we have liquor in the cabinet that is collecting dust, and that is it. And we'll have like maybe a drink every couple of months. That's
Yeah, I just
pretty
can't
much.
really afford drinking these days, so that's why I don't. And I'm just haven't really been interested in it.
Yeah.
I've
I have like the occasional drink after I get off from work, and then that's really it.
yeah, full full disclosure and full honesty here. Like I had a problem with it, so
Mm.
I know Dill has experienced it firsthand, and Zenith has
Yeah.
experienced it firsthand. I don't know about Everis.
Yes, you're welcome for the babysitting.
Yeah.
don't think
I don't
so.
know about Everis.
No,
but
I
anyway,
wasn't with you guys at the.
Yeah, so let's just say Eric had a little bit of a problem.
Did you go
Yeah, you
cold turkey?
Me
you
for the
didn't go
most part,
cold turkey. You just kind of like lessened it, I think, didn't
I
you?
lessened it a
Like,
lot. It was a
Yeah.
lot of mental training.
Good for you,
Um,
Eric.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of mental training, and I'm not gonna lie when I say like if I set foot in a bar or whatever, I won't get like the what is it? How do you put the itch, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But it is a mental thing, like where I have to train myself and be like, okay, I'm gonna have two and I'm gonna stop. There are
The adverse
situa-
effects were
Yeah.
what got me.
yeah. So
Like
there are.
I wouldn't say I
situations-
ever had a problem though.
Yeah. There are situations
ahead,
where
Eric.
like there are situations where I'll be like, hey, I had a bad week or work's been rough or whatever, and like I get invited to this happened just recently. Pau invited me to like one of her coworkers functions, and I was mentally not in a place where I'd be like, I'm gonna go to a bar and be okay. So I was just like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable being in a bar situation right now. Like they were gonna be bar hopping and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be comfortable in that situation. So I'm gonna, you know, just I'll sit on the sidelines, and not go. But like,
Yeah.
it's those kind of things like where I have to tell myself like, hey, I need to be honest with myself and be like, can I keep it under control today or can I not? What's the situation? If I feel like I can't keep it under control or I feel like there's a risk, then I'll be like, I'm not going to do it. But it took
That's
a
fair.
lot. It took a lot. There was a lot of it, and like a lot of especially Zenith and Dill for sure. And here have seen some of the stuff I've been going through and like life and all that stuff in general. And like it took a lot. There was therapy involved and all that kind of stuff to help me, figure out what causes the issues. So, yeah, full disclosure, I don't drink much anymore. If I do, it's very rare occasions, and if I do, it's like one or two tops.
Yeah.
Same.
I remember when you
Proud of
came
you.
back, I think it was the first night we were in our hotel. I got home and then you came home. You staggered, actually. You staggered in the hotel.
Oh, yeah. It was
room.
bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
TwitchCons were bad. Like,
Yeah.
the first couple of TwitchCons I went to were bad.
Yeah, you went to a party. Let's
And
put it
then,
like that.
yeah, and like the last couple of TwitchCons, I think it was like whenever the last one was pre-pandemic, 2019 or whatever. Like, I think 2019 when I went, and then I kind of like thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? The people behind the scenes in this whole thing, we really do have a problem.
Mhm.
Like we really do have a partying problem,
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, yeah, I think it's like, eh.
I haven't really drank much of the TwitchCons, but however, though, when I was at the St. Jude Play Live Summit earlier this year, they were just giving out so much alcohol
Oh, I
every single
remember.
day, and I was just like, I haven't drank in a while, but this is free, okay?
Free. Yeah, the
Liquid
thing
Death.
about being a Brit is you, if someone offers you a free drink, a lot of the time you don't say no, and
Yeah.
you probably should.
I'm
Right.
Canadian, and I didn't say no.
Mm,
So
Someone
now
actually
if-
gave me their free drinks.
Yeah, if I end up in a bar or something like that, I'll start asking now, and I'll ask if they have like Liquid Death. If you do not know, Liquid Death is kind of like one of my favorite companies that I'm really like touting right now.
okay.
They're sparkling water, but they look like the cans look like beer cans and everything. Like they have a gold top, they have a beer
All right.
can type design on it, and their whole kind of marketing thing is, it's designed to look like a beer can, so you can be in a social circle that's drinking and not feel out of place.
Yeah.
They They sell non-sparkling as well.
Right.
It's become around here in the concert scene. It's become like the standard
Mm-hmm.
for water, and it's interesting because there was a concert we went to, and they specifically said no bottled water because the bottle caps.
Right.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. I guess people throw bottle caps or something. I don't know. I thought that was fascinating.
So yeah, I've
I've
just
seen it pop up a lot more.
I'm a very big fan of
Don't throw
Liquid
your
Death.
bottle caps at the stage.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
people.
Heineken has that now. Pal says Heineken. Pal remind us to go on the hunt today. I'm gonna actually try this because I'm a
Okay.
big fan of it. It actually helps me a lot, like mentally, because it's like it kind of satisfies those triggers. The pop of the tap and all of that stuff. The carbonation is higher, I think, in Liquid Death, so it's got a highly carbonated taste to it, so it feels like beer. It's a yes, we are looking like we got a beware thing. Someone mentioned the Halloween. To change gears here, someone mentioned the Halloween decor in the back here. I also have this, came from Pal. It is a candy corn balloon.
Aw. Cute.
Well,
And it's sitting
I'm
on
glad
my
you
desk
finally
here.
glad you finally explained that instead of just discreetly hiding the fact that like an ex podcast member may have been buried in your closet.
They may not have been in the
That's where I
premises of
came
the
from, chat.
building.
Yeah. Or is it beware you took a dump back there?
Wow.
Ooh, poopy
Is
time.
that where your bathroom is?
No,
Is
that's
it
the front
big?
door. I just shit on my front porch.
Yeah, shit on your front.
Nice. Did light
go.
on fire?
So my cat has an overeating problem, and
I know where this
Last-
is going.
Hello.
last night we came home. So we have an auto feeder, and it feeds him at specific times of the day. Last night we came home around 10:20ish, and one of their times is 10 o'clock. We came home. There's this giant pile of cat vomit on the
Ooh.
ground, and it was like the food was still whole.
Oh God.
And so we're like, oh, we'll clean it in the morning or whatever. And we have laminated floors, so it's not gonna soak in the wood or whatever.
Okay, good.
Okay.
In the morning, it's gone.
Oh.
One of our cats ate.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And now that cat's gonna either regurgitate it or shit it out somewhere.
Or worse, what if the cat licks your face?
Oh,
Oh.
I asked Josh in the morning. I'm crying right now. I asked Josh in the morning. I was like, "Did you clean up the cat vomit?" He's like, "No." I was like, "One of our cats ate it."
for an
You don't know
animal,
which one.
for an animal that goes on like with this sense of elegance that a cat does, they're pretty disgusting.
Oh yeah.
A dog would
Like-
never.
No, a dog would.
A dog would. A dog
absolutely
would. My mom's dog. He was a poodle, actually, believe it or not. And he ate his own vomit. He would throw up and then would eat it again.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, Dill.
don't
So
wanna eat
you,
anymore.
Dill. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pivot because I'm gonna get grossed out and just
Yeah.
throw up on pod.
Someone brought up.
Where's
You
the
know,
live chat?
dookies,
Pivot.
Pivot.
Anyway, so Dill, you went to a concert. How was it?
It was fantastic and an incredibly memorable experience.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
put it like that. It was very good.
This was a Sega.
This is the Sonic Symphony Orchestra that is doing a world tour right now, and London was their first stop, and I went to it. Basically, with a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do they? I guess they go through all the generations of Sonic and play all these songs.
Oh yeah,
in like a symphony.
the first half was literally the original trilogy of Sonic games, in orchestra. They also threw in some Sonic Frontiers in there as well, which is pretty cool too. Like the main theme of Sonic Frontiers, they did. And then after the intermission, they did the second half where they brought the band out, where they went hardcore and played a lot of the very well-known Sonic game music, like Break Through It All from Sonic Frontiers, Escape from the City from Sonic Adventures 2, Live and Learn also for Sonic Adventures 2. They played some from Sonic and the Secret Rings. They played some music from like basically bits and bobs from like every Sonic
Covered the whole
game that's
catalog?
existed. Roughly, didn't give it every Sonic game, but like the main classics and main ones, and even the new ones as well. And I even got to meet, before the concert started, I even got to meet one of the lead composers for the Sonic games, Jun Senu, basically, who is a legend in the Sonic community as like a big composer for the game since 1993.
Wow. Okay.
And he even signed my shirt as well, and I got a photo of him and stuff, and that shirt is like hung up back there. Where I'm going to have to get it framed, basically. Yeah, and let me see if I can find a picture. Actually, I posted the picture on Twitter of me literally
Name on the way.
like meeting the guy.
Did
I
they
met him.
do-
My friend met
Oh,
him.
sorry.
Sorry.
Nice,
Go on.
nice. Did they do the whole like? Do they do like the video game? Like, do they give the game footage?
Oh yeah,
from,
they were
yeah,
playing the
in
video game
back?
footage at top in the background whilst playing doing the music, basically.
That's so interesting because I
It
talked
was-
about this.
It was so good, and the transitions between
or
each
last
game
episode.
were fantastically well done as well. Like especially in the first half, like they were so well done.
It's so interesting because I've seen a movie, but I didn't know how they're gonna put together a video game
Yeah.
with the music.
It was so well
that's
done.
super cool.
It was so good, and like everyone was like enjoying it. People were literally standing up. My friend was literally like jumping for joy when they started playing a soundtrack from Sonic Unleashed because that's her favorite Sonic game of all time. And she absolutely lost her mind, and she was headbanging and everything. It was fantastic.
Was it every game?
Not every game, no. They covered the original trilogy in the first half. They did. I think they threw in a few like older games as well. They threw in a Game Gear Sonic game in there as well, which is pretty cool. That was like a nice reference there. And then the second half is when they went more into the 3D elements. That's when they went into like Sonic Adventures, Sonic Adventures 2, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and the Secret Ring, Sonic Colors, Sonic Frontiers, like the whole lot basically. And they even did encores as well for like additional soundtracks and stuff, and it was really cool. You know?
I need to go to one of these now. The one that I keep like, I would love to see the Final Fantasy one, obviously the Zelda one.
I think you've just missed the LA one, Eric, because the LA one is actually, I think, like the end of this month that they're doing next.
For Sonic or
for Sonic Sonic Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, okay, maybe I can make it down there. We'll see.
You might be able to. You have to look, but I don't know because the tickets sold out very quickly when they went live.
How many people were there?
There were 2 showings, one at 3:30 and one at 8 o'clock. I went to the 8 o'clock one. I think the theater could hold like up to 1,000 people, at least. Yeah, and the sad thing is that they actually did have merch as well for the Symphony Orchestra, sold out from the first showing.
Okay, so good news. Good news. It is at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood. There are 2 shows. There's a 3:30 p.m. and an 8 p.m. and there are tickets for the 3:30.
Hey, if you want to go to it, Eric, I recommend it. The cool thing was the lead composer that I met, Jun, he had 2 guitars. One was Sonic and one was Shadow printed on them.
Hey,
and
that's badass.
He swapped between them depending on what song was played, basically. It was cool. It was so cool.
This is okay. I'm gonna look into this. We'll clear it with the misses, and then we will.
Yeah, you'd love it. Honestly, they play a lot of good classic ones along with like the new ones. It was.
I just want to hear. I want to hear Green Hill Zone.
Yeah. Oh, that was that was like the first one that was played.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Were you a big Sonic guy, Eric?
Not a huge Sonic guy, but I do love the original trilogy. I think those games are fantastic. It got kind of weird for me during the Xbox era when Sonic was talking to like real human beings.
Oh, that was Sonic. They did play Sonic 06 music as well. I will say that, but they didn't show the scene where he kissed the girl for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Sonic 06 is a weird one. But
oh my god. They've said they've solved the merch issue though with the third-party user they were using, so you should be able to get merch from there easily now.
Maybe buy Dell some merch.
They're going to set up an online store for anyone who went to the London one because they felt really guilty about it. So like they're going to set up an online store and send me and my friend the link for it so we can purchase some merch online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, I posted the picture, by the way, but the shirt that I got signed and the guy that I met.
Nice. All right, Everis, what have you been up to?
Last weekend, I went ziplining.
Yeah.
That was a blast. It was so fun. We were supposed to do it back in August because that was me and Josh's 3-year anniversary. But then we had a really bad smoke fire. Like it was...
Ooh.
Oh no!
Over 300 air quality something.
Oh,
it was
God.
really bad. So we put it off. We rain checked it, for lack of a better phrase. And then we were like, we should probably do it before the season's over. Blah blah blah. And so we went last weekend, and it was so much fun.
Are you pretty high up? like, are you high up like when you do the zip line, or is it fairly low?
I hope she
Oh,
is.
we were flying between like a canyon. So like there was one that was he described the lowest, which would naturally you would be the highest, but
Yeah.
in ziplining terms, it's very confusing. But the lowest point where it had the most distance between the line and the ground was taller than the Space Needle.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
Damn.
But it's kind of deceiving because we were over trees. So there were trees between, so it didn't look like that high, but it was that high. And then the last zip line, we did a total of 9 zip lines on the one loop. And the last one we did was 2/3 of a mile. And then
Jeez.
they've said that you can hit a maximum of like 72 mph.
Oh God.
Yeah. That's if you're like over 200 pounds, because your weight is going to carry you.
Hopefully you were wearing like protection on your face and everything like that, just as a precaution.
It's kind of like riding a roller coaster.
Right,
People
okay.
ride roller coasters and you're like 90 mph and be fine.
Okay.
I was, however, like tearing up
Yeah.
toward the middle of it because it was just there's so much wind resistance that I was like, but it was so much fun. It was a blast. I
Were
loved
you
it.
scared?
And the weather
Like,
was beautiful.
Were you scared like to be? up
No,
there
Josh
and,
is the
no?
chicken, not me. I'm an
okay.
I'm an adrenaline junkie. He is actually okay. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like once you're on the line and going, you don't care anymore. But to like drop down and have the weight of the line, you know what I mean? Like you go and then the line will drop a few feet. That's like
Okay. That's the
the
normal
scary
thing.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal because you're putting your weight on the line.
Yeah. That's,
But it was so much fun. Highly recommend if you enjoy that kind of thrill. But yeah, it was a blast.
The only kind of zip lining that I've done is like around here we have a resort where it's an obstacle course where yes they have zip lining where you can zip line down the mountain to the bottom, and then but they also have like an obstacle course, and what you do is you try and climb the obstacle course. You are strapped into a harness, so then you have to try and like they have easy, medium, and difficult challenge. And
Oh, a ropes course. Is
yes,
it a
the
ropes
ropes course.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like right up in the trees, and you have to climb up. They have like lots of different climbing challenges that you utilize like different kinds of like muscles, and but they also have little parts of the obstacle course where you'd have to zip line to the other side to get to the next part of the course, and it was just lots of fun. So
It's
I
a
would,
blast.
yeah,
And
I
then
definitely want to do more
today-
zip lining.
Today is Josh's birthday.
hey,
You better
happy
wish me
birthday.
happy
birthday, Josh.
I don't know if he's here. I mean,
Have the
usually,
best birthday.
usually he has like our podcast in the background. Right now he's playing Starfield, but I asked him, I was like, is it okay to do the podcast? Like, do you want to do anything for your birthday? He's like, no, I just want to play Starfield. It's like, okay,
fair enough.
that's fine.
That is so. I feel like I haven't met Josh personally, but I feel like we are two in the same because I would do the same thing. Pal would be like, "What do you
Yeah.
want to do for your birthday?" I'd be like, "I just want to sit and like chill after work and like play
he's
games."
he's totally that kind of guy. But I was like, no, we gotta do something special. So after this, we're gonna make pretzels because he loves soft pretzels. We're gonna make pretzels from
Okay.
scratch,
Nice.
and then that's where the beer cheese comes in. By the way,
That's why you wanted to ask me about that.
that's
Okay.
why I care about the beer, which I don't usually
Yeah.
care about.
Okay.
And then we're gonna watch his favorite Harry Potter movies.
Aw,
That's his
that sounds
jam.
like a good
so
day. Sounds like
yeah,
a good
I just
day.
want it to be like, a nice day. We don't have to do anything crazy, but I want to do something that wasn't normal. Because we can do anything normal in any
How
other
does
day.
he feel? Because you're saying Josh is a beer, like a pretzel fiend here. How does he
Yes.
feel about the mall pretzel, and which one does he prefer?
Annie Ann's.
Okay.
Annie Annie's. Annie Annie's, I think. Annie Annie's. Is that what it's
yeah,
called?
Auntie Annie's or something like that. Okay. What's the other? Oh,
I
Wetzel's.
think-
Wetzel's is the other one.
Oh, Wetzel's
Okay.
pretzels.
Wetzel's
I think he
pretzels.
like Auntie Anne's better.
Okay.
I think. I wish he was here.
Yeah.
You answer the
Come to
question
us,
for
Josh.
us.
Come to us.
Yeah. Okay. I was curious, like, because I've never had the Wetzel pretzel, but I've had tons.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, maybe I'm backwards.
You've
Pal,
had
if you're
Wetzel,
in the
but never
chat,
Annie Ants.
I think that's the case. Pal, which ones have we always eaten? We always get ones with pepperoni on it, and it's bomb. And then there was like TwitchCon 2016, where all they had in that thing was pretzel booths. I had so
Really?
much, yeah. Like the first one I went to, 2016, it was all like Auntie Anne's or Wetzel's. I don't know which one it was. Okay, it's
Yeah,
Wetzel then.
because in the 2017 one, it was all pizza rolls.
Yeah, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, there's so many
Pretzel
fucking
pizza
pretzels
rolls?
here.
Yeah.
I wish I was able to eat any of these because I was so sick. I ate nothing for the first 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the only thing I ate was like food from Denny's, and I immediately threw it up afterwards.
Oh
Ooh.
no. Oh no, we had pivoted out, but now
Pivot.
did Evers's
Segue,
cat eat it?
segue.
I can pivot. I've never had a soft pretzel before.
See,
Okay,
neither
don't really
does
have them in the
Damie.
UK.
And I was gonna say, is that not a European thing to have a pretzel?
We normally just have
No,
like the
'cause that's
smaller hard
German.
pretzels. So
There's
I don't know.
German pretzels.
Yeah.
Well, Demi's Dutch.
They're not
Okay.
that far away.
Are we sure of that though? We're not just talking out our ass and be like, yeah, they're next door neighbors.
I heard that flying between countries in Europe is pretty inexpensive.
It's cheap. Yeah.
So it would,
Okay.
to me, it would feel like it'd be really silly not to
Do I,
go
like,
around
just
a bit,
look
you
up
know?
how far Denmark is away from Germany then?
2 to 3
okay, so it's
hours?
Wetzel.
That's really close.
That's not
Maybe
too bad.
That's so close.
Maybe
I drive 5.5 hours to see my parents every year, and they're one
wow.
state away. So that's nothing.
You're a stronger person than I. I'd be like, nope,
Yeah.
not doing it.
No.
Love
Yeah.
you, but I'm not doing it. We got Zoom,
Yeah.
but maybe I'll try an Auntie Anne's today. We're gonna add that to the list of my adventures today. So
What is the biggest soft pretzel? Standard, like that
Yeah.
big?
oh
Like
my-
no
That's
bigger than
nice.
my face.
What the fuck?
damn.
Yeah.
They
That's
caught-
American food.
they can
American
go
food is
bigger-
big, and
they
my
can go
face is
bigger than
small.
your face?
The soft pretzels, not the hard pretzels.
The soft pretzels, not the crunchy ones.
Yeah, the hard ones. Those are the only ones I've tried. The small ones.
I'm craving I'm craving
soft
pretzels and
are
churros.
superior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Soft pretzels are
pretzels
superior.
Soft pretzels
Yeah.
are legit. And now I'm craving a soft. Maybe I'm gonna mark it down and try the Auntie Anne's today. Maybe that's
Damn.
gonna be something I do.
We're just
I've
making
never
Eric
had one.
hungry here, aren't we?
I am hungry. But
I'm hungry too.
I have taken your advice, Everis, and I started eating a little bit more over the course of the week.
How's your
And-
workouts?
Interesting because I'm eating a little bit more, but I notice I'm getting more tired. So like the weight
Okay.
and stuff is like the lifts and stuff are starting to come down. So
Uh-huh.
like my reps and stuff are starting to come down. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I feel like I know though, just from my previous experience, once the reps start coming down, that means what I'm doing is starting to work.
Yeah.
Because now I know
yes.
now I know I'm not necessarily overeating. Because like
Yeah.
I'm under eating, then I'm thinking I did eat more. Maybe I was overly under eating. So I bumped it up a bit and I've slowly creeped it up.
Okay.
I'm about my maintenance. My maintenance is roughly 32 to 3,500 calories.
Okay.
I'm eating about 25 to 27. So
Okay.
I was as low as 22.
That's
And-
low.
Yeah. And not because I did it because nothing was moving. And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go lower. But now I'm at about 25 to 27 and my workouts are effective. Like I'm getting tired. I'm getting, my heart rate's going up.
Mhm.
I'm breathing heavy, my strength is coming down. So that's telling me I'm probably in the right zone now to where stuff is going to start working. Because
When you say
theoret-
strength is coming down, you're feeling more tired? You shouldn't feel more tired.
my reps aren't like as effective as, or
So
I'm not getting as many
what's
reps
your
in.
What's your rep range right now?
If I go heavy, I do 5 to 8. If I'm doing, lighter, I'll go 10 to 15.
Okay. So you're in the 5 to 8 range right now?
10 to 15. So I'm doing 10. I'm in the 10 to 15s now, and I'm getting to about 11 to 12.
Did you increase your weight?
No.
Mm.
My body's doing weird stuff right now. Like my body's just being weird.
It doesn't know what to do.
It doesn't know what to do. I'm probably like freaking it out. But anyway,
Did you?
go ahead.
Well, there's so much to factor in. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't wanna,
it's so
like,
much science. It's so much.
I don't
science.
want to spew out like a misinformation.
We are not
but-
doctors. Like neither
No,
Everis nor myself
not
are
at
not
all.
doctor. We are not doctors. This is not medical advice. Do not go see a nutritionist. Go see a doctor
Oh,
if you
I'm
want to
a
do this.
doctor.
Are you timing your food like around your workouts?
Yes. So like
Like
on
you
lifting
eat something
days,
before, like you'll eat like an hour before you eat to the gym. You eat some carbs.
workouts start at 6 a.m. Food usually goes in at about. I'll have like a peanut butter sandwich about maybe 5:45,
Okay.
5:30, give or
Okay.
take in that range. I'll have a peanut butter sandwich. Then I will come home and then I will take in my protein and like egg whites and eggs and
Right.
protein
Okay,
bar. And
you're
then-
doing it all right. I was just
Yeah.
curious because like you like when you want to get like heavy lifts, you want to make
Yeah.
sure that you're getting yourself energy before you do that, because a lot of
Yeah.
people will go what do you call it, fasted.
Right.
It's like, don't do that, it's counterproductive.
And my cardio is
um,
always fasted though. My cardios are always fasted.
Cardio's fine, it doesn't matter. But with strength training and weights, you
Yeah.
want to
We'll see what happens. I will
carbs.
keep you all updated. My body's just acting weird, but what I did notice is I've started to cut down on caffeine a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So like my last caffeinated drink is usually around 4:00 in the afternoon, and then I switch to decafs or caffeine freeze or water.
Yeah.
And I notice now I sleep a lot better. I have more energy like in the mornings when I wake up, and I sleep a lot better. So
Nice.
maybe I'm just in this weird adjustment period. Like I said, we're not doctors. Don't take anything we say as a shred of medical
Give it-
advice. But
Give it time. Give
Yeah,
it
we'll see
time.
what
And you
happens.
may even need to eat more.
I'm
Like-
probably that's why I've been like
Right.
easing it up, because I don't want to bloat either and just be filled
Right.
with water and salt.
Right,
So
right.
I'm easing it up. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So, but I have been feeling a little bit better. Like when I'm in resting days, like I eat more and I feel more rested and relaxed and comfortable. So that's a thing. As far as what I've been doing, I forgot what I did over the past week or two. I think it's just been chill. It's a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of work. We're starting to close out our projects for the year because we are coming up on October. So like we're getting into that last quarter where we got to close everything out. So
I
I've
can't
been working.
believe it's October.
Yeah. So I'm putting in a
Yeah.
lot of hours at work. It's been a busy one. But other than that, yeah, if Pow reminds me of something we did, then I'll mention it. But I don't think I did anything overly exciting over the past couple of weeks. Just a lot of work.
You know what? And that's fine. You
Yeah.
know? If
Yeah.
you don't do anything, that's fine. Sometimes we,
Oh!
And then it's like, ugh.
Pow had reminded me.
Oh,
That's what I did. Eric had
Okay.
a fight. Eric had a fight with Pow's car.
oh, okay. Who
Um,
won?
we talked about this in the last episode where, Powell went to go get an oil change. It might not have been live. We might have been on break or something, but Powell went to go get an oil change. If you go to like a dealer to get an oil change, they'll tell you all kinds of shit that's wrong with your car.
Oh yeah,
It'll be a brand new car and they'll be like, yeah, this is broken.
standard MOT for you.
Right. And I'm just like, okay, no. They wanted to charge her like $700 to do her front and rear brakes. And I'm like, no,
Jesus.
that's absurd. So I went and I bought the whole kit and everything for like $350. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the good boyfriend and we're going to swap these brakes. I go and I take it to my mom's where the toolbox, everything is. We're good to go. Like we're rolling through it, right? I run it, and towards the end of it, I'm like on the last two wheels. Wheel number 3, first two went fine. Wheel number 3, the bolt is stripped off.
Ooh.
So like I have to like wrench it just to get the brake pads out. And then Pal runs to the auto parts store, gets the screws or the bolts, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Then I get to wheel 4. It is the last wheel of my day. And I'm like, okay, this is going to take me about 30 minutes. We'll knock this out, 30, 40 minutes, and we'll be good to go. I can test drive it, and then boom, we're good, right? A screw was seized and rusted into her rotor.
Oh.
And I had a tool for this. It's called an impact screwdriver. You hammer it, and every time you hammer the screwdriver, it gradually bumps it left. So it's kind of like you're tapping it loose with a jolt, right? All this is doing is just chewing up the screw. And I'm like, okay, this screw is not coming out. So I tried to drill it out, and all I had were like really dull drill bits, and that wasn't coming out. So now I'm just frustrated, and I'm like, okay, screw this. I'm going to throw the brake pads on this wheel. We're going to put it back together. I'm going to come back next week, right? So I come back next week. I go to Home Depot. I buy the sharpest drill bits that will cut through like literal solid steel. And I bring a brand new drill with charged batteries.
Ooh.
And guess what happens? You take the tire off. I take the drill to this screw. It is literally off in 2 seconds.
Nice.
It literally just shreds through the screw. And now Pal has the screw as a memento, as she said in the chat. And it's probably going to be a bracelet or something.
That's cute.
Maybe I'll have it infused into like a promise ring or something.
Hey, good dude.
Memento of our love. But
Yeah, or make it a nice April Fool's joke where it's just you get her a card that just says "screw you."
yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's what I did. I did a lot of chores. Like I did a full on brake job in the car and everything, and like I was successful once I had. Dude, sometimes when you have the right tools, it makes your life easier. And I'm just like, but yeah, that was me. I was literally changing brakes like all last weekend, and then working, and then played when I could. It was it's been a rough couple weeks. There's a lot of work, but we're bouncing back.
Good.
Zenith, you are now back this week. You are in full live form.
Yay,
You've been doing some moving.
Yep.
It's been kind of a struggle, but if you've been doing anything else, feel free to share.
Too much actually. Because now I have proper internet, so I'm able to do this thing. I don't have my AC, like thankfully it's cooled off, but not really. So I've been dealing with like a lot of just excessive heat. I have to make sure that like I cook meals before 7. But other than that, I'm selling in. Just if anything, it's just going to be just a really, really tight month coming up. Because I mean, obviously, like I said, like it was a very costly month, but I've also been very busy with like designing a website for my store because Stream Element screwed me over.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I actually was designing a new merch store because, Redbubble sucks.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, Sen.
Damn.
This is like
There
this
goes
is
that
stuff that people.
sponsorship.
This is I was thinking more. This is something that people hire other people to do. That's crazy.
Well, look at it this way. Zen's basically just increasing his portfolio as he's doing this.
Well, I mean,
Thank you.
that's what's so cool about being a streamer, because you're not just a streamer. You're an editor. You're a you're a graphics designer. You're an audio expert. You're a computer. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a whole hilarious thing about my last job is I got hired on to be customer support, but then I became a game tester, translator. I became social media manager, sales,
social media management, all that stuff.
You literally
web designer, audio engineer.
Audio engineering.
Yes,
Jesus.
audio engineering and even voice acting.
So
Ooh.
you got what Hannah like to call you got Dustin. Because that's what Dustin's job did to him.
And the awful thing about that is I gained all those skills from 7 years of work, and no one wants to hire me because I can't even use that reference anymore.
Why?
Because
Shit, boss.
my boss and I didn't we didn't end things on good terms because
you can't use them as a reference, but you can still put on that experience.
Oh yeah, I do have it as the experience. Like it's probably like the biggest part of my resume. Oh, that's another thing is I completely redid my LinkedIn. Like I spent hours working on that. And
Did you get any of the recruiters? Like as soon as you like even show up on LinkedIn, you're gonna get like recruiter emails in your
I
box.
haven't
Oh,
gotten a single
God.
one.
I
No,
always
that's
do.
The,
No,
that is
really?
the most baffling thing. Not
I
a
get,
single
like-
recruiter has reached out to me. Not a single person has reached out to me via interview. The only emails that I've got are either those LinkedIn spam mails saying
Premium?
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
got a notification that like you might know this person." I don't fucking care. Who is this guy? And then and emails saying, "Sorry, you're not what we were looking for." I'm getting nothing.
That's shocking.
Absolutely fuck all. Not even those temp agencies are getting back to me.
Yeah, because a lot of these LinkedIn, I would get phone calls constantly from people, and then like a lot of them just said
Do
no.
you have a
afterwards.
setting? Do you have a setting that you need to unclick? Like you need to allow people to reach out to you? Because I think there's a way that you can disallow people to reach out
If someone
to you.
wants to walk me through that afterwards, that'd be great. Because like,
Here's a
I haven't
trick you
logged
can
into
do.
think.
LinkedIn for years.
Here's a trick you can do. This may or may not help you. What
oh
you
yeah,
can do is
I am
'cause
open for work.
yeah. So you can have, because you obviously have a jack of all trades like background. You've done everything and anything, right? What you might want to do is you might want to have two separate resumes, one that specifically curates to all your customer service work, et cetera, and then a separate one that curates.
I actually have 3.
Okay, so you've gone this route
there you go.
already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have like 5 different cover letters that I
Okay,
changed.
so you've gone
I
this
changed
route.
my resume and
Jeez.
my cover letter for every single company that I applied to. I put in the work and no one ever appreciates it.
Damn. There's nothing else I can really say then.
Welcome to my hell.
Mm.
Do you think
That's why I was
maybe-
wondering if it was a setting thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if maybe it's because you have a gap in work history. Maybe that's what's doing it.
So
You also maybe want to consider being more specific.
So what I've actually I've done is in my cover letters and in my, because originally for a while I was letting people know in my resumes that I was an administrative coordinator up until 2021, and then I stopped doing that to become a full-time content creator. But the thing is, though, I know lots of people that have been full-time content creators and have quit doing that to go back to working full-time, and they've had like no problem getting to it because people like understood. It's like, hey, you were doing your thing, you do you. But now for someone that's actually has like, you know, like experience in the game design industry, no one has been getting back to me. So I also do have the looking for work profile. Like it actually shows in my little profile icon.
Yeah.
And I also have parts of my resume or my cover letter that explains that, hey, I'm currently like a full-time content creator, but obviously like my circumstances have changed, and I'm looking to be back into the office full-time, and I'm looking for a great opportunity to start. And none of that matters.
We'll figure it out, dude. We'll figure it out. We won't, because it's obviously it's stressful and it's like irritating and it's angering. So like we won't let you embellish anymore on that. But like, you know, we'll figure it out, dude. We'll all figure it out for you. We'll help you figure it out, and we'll see what happens. On a happier note, pivot.
Segue.
Yay.
Yay. On a happier note here, we've got some video games going on. Dill has got some Pokemon Violet Teal Mask DLC. That is the longest Pokemon title I have ever seen in my life.
Sorry. I could have just put the Teal Mask DLC, but then everyone would be like, what's the Teal Mask DLC? Oh, it's a Pokemon.
Is this okay? So I'm guessing this is tied into the Violet one, right? Like this is the new stuff they just released.
This is part 1 of the 2-part DLC content, basically, that Pokemon is releasing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, called the Hidden Areas of Area Zero, basically. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a long-winded
Hidden
one.
area in Area Zero.
Hidden areas. Is it called the hidden areas of there? I don't know what's it called. I can't remember.
Is it any good?
Yeah, let's get to the point
Oh,
here. Is this
boy.
any good? Oh boy.
Okay, so the story's solid. I'm only like, I think maybe about 10 hours into it. The
That's
story is
enough
solid.
time to know if something's bad or good.
The story is solid. The new Pokemon are quite interesting. The legendary is like this Pokemon that has these masks that make it change typing depending on which one it's wearing when it goes into its terrorized form, which is pretty cool. The problem is it's still Scarlet and Violet, so it's still broken as fuck.
Oh, they didn't fix it.
No, in fact, I think the DLC's frame rate is worse than the main game. Yeah.
Why would they consider this after all the backlash?
I
Did they even
swear.
fucking listen?
The only mild improvement that I saw on social media was that apparently they fixed the issue with the box setting where the Pokemon would take like a second to load in. But I've not seen that on my game at
Oh
all.
wow! So
This is
thank
amazing.
you.
This is
for
amazing.
Yeah.
Saving 4 seconds of our lives.
Yeah. The
This is
sad thing
amazing.
is that the characters are all very interesting. They even have a quest line in the DLC which is related to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is really cool. And you encounter like a really cool variation of a certain Pokemon that was introduced in Legends Arceus as well, who has like a cool but badass move, looks insanely cool. The person that you get the quest from is like a descendant of one of the characters from Legends Arceus, which is really cool. It doesn't fix the problem though that the game's still broken as fuck. Like there's still bugs, there's still glitches, the frame rate is shit in a lot of areas in the DLC. So I'm still going to continue it though. I'm going to continue playing it until I finish it because I haven't finished the DLC yet. Because I only started really playing. I took like a 2-week break from streaming roughly because I had a lot of shit to catch up in my own spare time and I was away for a weekend as well. So I only started streaming again like Thursday. So I'm hoping to finish the DLC up this week. And get my overall review of the DLC after that, basically.
You're dedicated, because if I was playing a game that was in that kind of state, I'd be like, fuck it. My time is worth more than this.
This is the thing about me, is that I'm a hardcore Pokemon fan. I've been playing Pokemon since I was 6 years old, over 20 years of Pokemon experience. I will play a Pokemon game, regardless of how shit it is. Will I give my honest review of the Pokemon game though? Absolutely. I will critique hard on Pokemon because I know the standards can be better because they have made great Pokemon games in the past with great stories and everything.
Well,
it was
look at it
their
this way.
move to 3D, I think, that was the issue, honestly.
Let's look at it this way. Right? They had to figure out some way to innovate Pokemon. So their way of innovating Pokemon is they literally made the game worse. They took the game you loved and enjoyed for 20 years and they made it worse, and now they've got you thinking about Pokemon again.
Well, they realized they make so much money with like the merch and like with just the Pokemon name brand that they don't have to put effort into their content.
That's the thing. That's the issue. Zen's right. It's basically if they get the Pokemon game out, the merch sells, the trading card game sells, everything else sells for them, and they make the money.
Do you think they could just make as much money if they didn't just keep releasing games? Or do they keep releasing games to keep it relevant?
They know people keep buying it.
They keep releasing games because, as Zen said, people will keep buying them because the Pokemon community is very dedicated to the brand, and also because they know they'll sell well. Like they'll just sell well.
They know we're suckers.
Here's an interesting thing to ponder here, right? Someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, or wherever you're watching this or hearing this. But I don't recall a Pokemon game ever launching with a piece of hardware. Pokemon always seems to come around when they need to boost hardware sales.
If anything, the only things that I've seen that release with the hardware is like side spin-off Pokemon games. Like,
But is it Pokemon's fault?
No,
It's
it's not.
probably
This
just
is
not
all
a large.
tactical.
It's not a large
Well,
enough game to.
I would say it's
Oh,
Pokemon's. It's kind of Pokemon's fault because they're the ones who are in charge of the timeline, and they could give Game Freak more time to work on this because Game Freak are the developers of Pokemon games. But I also think it's
They're
a
the new Assassin's
consumer.
Creed.
Yeah,
Let's
I
look at
think
it
it's a
this way, though.
consumer issue as well because like the community still consumes the content regardless. So
Let's be realistic, though. Pokemon sells Pokemon sells hardware. People will go and buy a 3DS, a Switch, 2DS, whatever it was. Whatever
I
your
bought a
era
Switch
is.
because Pokemon was coming to it.
Whatever era your gaming of choice was, right? Pokemon always sold extra hardware. They sell the Pokemon Pikachu edition, whatever, right? It always sold hardware, but it's never launched with hardware. So like
No,
Mario and Zelda have always launched with hardware at some point in its lifespan.
Right, because
it's
it's the larger fan base, right?
it's
that's
the
arguable.
one that Nintendo
Really?
solely own as well.
That's
because
an
Nintendo-
arguable fact.
That's arguable, but because Pokemon not only here, okay, this is a little bit different with Mario now because Mario has transcended mediums, right, with the movie and everything.
Yeah.
But we have Pokemon TV shows, we have Pokemon trading card games, we have Pokemon
True.
novelizations, we have all kinds of
True.
media that Pokemon.
For some
lives in.
reason, the Pokemon TV show just went over my
Right.
head, and I totally forgot
It
about
has
it, and
some
I
good
feel like
moments.
a fool.
Honestly, the TV show has some good moments. Honestly,
So
even
to a
recent
hardcore
seasons.
to a hardcore gaming audience, yes, Mario and Zelda arguably have bigger fan bases. From a mainstream perspective, I think Pokemon has a bigger fan base. But now,
Yeah,
with the movie and the success of the movie and all that stuff, Mario's in the realm of touching, Mickey Mouse in terms of fame and
Good dude.
popularity.
Really? Wow.
I think so. Give it a couple years.
I mean,
They've already got
look how
Mario in
well
a
it's
theme
sold.
park. Let's put it that way. Mario's in a theme park now.
true.
We're in the end game now.
Disney? Is it Disney?
Universal Studios.
Yeah,
okay.
Studios.
That's
So we're-
right. That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
so we're in the end game now, right? Mario's going to shoot to the stratosphere. Mario's going to become this property that transcends mediums and becomes, as popular and as valuable as Mickey Mouse, if he's not already there.
I could totally see like Mushroom Kingdom being its own thing.
Right.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I mean,
You
yes.
know.
I think it'd be cool. And be like roller coasters and stuff.
I'd be down
But
for
and
it.
rides.
Pokemon,
Like,
I'd be down for it too.
so back to the crux of my argument here is that Pokemon always comes around when console sales have come to a lull and they need
Yeah.
to bump console sales.
And it works.
And it
absolutely
works. Because people will always buy Pokemon, and because here's the winning combo. You lower the price of the Nintendo Switch or whatever the Nintendo hardware is at the time, lower the price by $50 or whatever, and then release a Pokemon with it, and people just bite. Oh, I can get a Switch for $150, and there's a new Pokemon. I can get the whole combo kit for $250 or whatever, or $220, whatever the thing is, and then they go and they buy it, and it's
Yeah.
Switch sales are back through the roof.
I mean,
But-
the example of that is the GameCube that my mum got for me for, I think, my 7th birthday, I think it was, something like that, it came with Pokemon Coliseum because it was a Pokemon
Right.
Coliseum bundle pack.
Right. See,
Yeah.
so it always helps sell consoles. It's the same with Mario Kart. Mario Kart, you bundle Mario Kart with a Switch, it's going to sell at the holidays. Like, it just does.
Yeah.
So, I
Ultimate
would say-
party game.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's like coming to the thing where I do believe that they are phoning this Pokemon stuff in now. Like, they're just like phoning it in. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they slowly transition Pokemon into just mobile games and
I mean, they already kind of have,
Yeah.
really, with Unite
Pokemon
and with, like,
Go.
Pokemon
Yeah.
Master EX, or as I like to call it, Pokemon Master Sex.
well, the thing is, it is a brand. It's a novelty brand. That's what it is, and
Right.
it's not known for its quality. It's just known for its appeal
Quantity.
and quantity. Yes, because you
Yeah.
can't get it. They have so much of it on so many platforms, and to that, like, well, they have so many ways to like and get yourself engrossed with a Pokemon.
And here's the perfect example
property.
of this. Here's the perfect example of this. Not to interrupt Zenith, but the perfect example of this, because it just happened. Here's where that kind of backs up my argument, where they could get Pokemon out of gaming altogether, and just stick to card games and media, and it would work. I sent this to you, Dill, I think. There's a skateboard company in the Americas called Santa Cruz.
Oh,
They
yeah, I've
did
seen
a
this, yeah.
they did a collab with Pokemon, the Pokemon company, and they did blind bagged skateboard releases. So
Yeah.
these boards were wrapped in wrapping paper, shoved in silver Pokemon, decorated decor wrappers, and then you went and you lined up at the skateboard shop. You got your board for $100. You had no idea what board you were getting until you opened it.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right here, right now, that thing was all over my TikTok feed all day.
Yeah.
Where
I
these
saw
skate-
one of the streamers I follow get one. I think he got
Yeah.
one.
Everyone was chasing for the gold, like, because there's only 50 of each gold one, like each character, they have a gold one. There's only 50 of those. So like it created this frenzy to go get these skateboards. Half these people don't even skateboard, but it's the
No.
perfect collab. So long
I
story
will say,
short,
I don't fall for every Pokemon gimmick, just the games mainly.
right. But if you think about it from a business perspective, that skateboard thing was one of the most genius things they've probably ever done.
Yeah.
Because it triggered all these nostalgia things that Zenith is talking about. The novelty brand and all this stuff. It triggers all these sensors in your head where you're like, damn, I want to go buy a pack of Pokemon cards. Hell, I almost went and bought the skateboard, just to see which one I would get. And I'm not even a Pokemon person. So I think it's just one of those things where it's going to end up being a thing they just phone in. I wouldn't be surprised if they stopped making Pokemon games. Nintendo will keep that from happening though.
Yeah, Nintendo will want that money. They want that milk.
Right.
Yeah. They want the hardware sales.
Mhm.
I'm going to kind of bounce around a little bit because a couple of us are paying the same stuff. But let's see here. So that's Pokemon Violet Teal Mask DLC. It's apparently ass. And how much is it, Dill?
For the individual, I think it's like $20 to $25. But if you get the entire like DLC bundle pack, it's like $35.
Okay, there you go.
I will say
yeah,
this. So someone bought me Pokemon Scarlet, and I did a playthrough with Flamingos only.
Yes.
But so sometime after when they announced the DLC, I actually traded my game in. So I will not be playing the DLC.
Oh, that's fine. I
The
mean,
thing is though, because of all the games I'm trading in, I'm getting Super Mario RPG and Mario Wonder.
there you go.
So
Okay,
works out.
Okay.
I mean, I only got the DLC because I got a gift card from Christmas from
there you go.
work. So I didn't really pay for it. My work paid for it.
Aha! Exactly.
Yeah.
I sold my video game guy that Pokemon Arceus one, and I went and I bought comic books.
Nice.
So there you go.
I still have Arceus.
Okay, like I said, we're gonna bounce around a little bit here. Back on the Pokemon front, Zenith has got some Pokemon Intimate Fusion. That's a little bit of a
Intimate
throwback.
Fusion.
Well-
Intimate. Wait. What?
A little bit of a throwback there, right?
Intimate Fusion. So it's funny
Intimate
that you mentioned
Fusion.
that because Chibi mentioned something that I'm doing. So
Oh, yeah.
I currently have a sub goal for the rest of the month where if I hit this sub goal, I have to do Pokemon Smash or Pass.
Oh no! Oh
But-
no!
To make it even worse, it's with Infinite Fusion.
Oh,
So,
God.
There's way worse
How many
things that
Miltank
could
fusions
curse
are gonna
things
be?
on there, and I have to tell you if I would fuck it or not.
Okay, Zen, the only way you can do this then is if like you start stream, you ask no question, you answer no questions, you just do it, and then you end stream. Done.
There are some
Alright.
really naughty fusion Pokemon.
Alright.
Yeah,
yes.
I got the Pokemon that's like an actual like porn ad, and it says hot guards in your area.
Oh, is that the one you've combined Porygon with something?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that
ran into it.
one.
I'm just like, oh my
Okay,
god.
okay. Let's get real here. All right, let's get real here.
Okay.
What was the ratio of the ones you
Uh-oh.
would smash versus the ones you would pass?
I haven't done it yet.
He
Okay,
has
you
to
have
hit
not
the
done it
sub
yet.
goal.
Yeah, and that's probably why people
No,
are
but,
no
like-
longer subbing.
I would
fair-
sub to this
To be
content.
September is happening, and gifted subs will become a thing for it soon in 3 days.
What is? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, September is still going on currently.
Yeah,
and gifted subs will be included in that very soon for 25% off. Just saying, chat.
Okay, Morgan, since Morgan is lurking around in here, Morgan, can you please keep track of the ratio for the ones that Zenith will smash versus the ones he won't?
Oh god,
I'll
the
make a
luck of
list
these fusions.
of
And
things
I-
that
Zenith?
I will smash.
Zenith, I do not want you to lie to yourself. All right, just
No,
for the
no,
sake
it's
of
gonna
for the
be
sake of not being
Social
Oh,
feelings
man.
make you know it to be
honest.
true.
Son, you've dug yourself a hole here.
I am fully ready to be raked over the coals.
right, because I mean, I don't want you to sit there and just like lie to yourself. You know, if you're going to be a pervert, you're going to be a pervert. You might as well admit to the fact that you are going to smash these Pokemon. All
It
right.
might awaken something inside of him. Do.
So yeah, let us know where the list is so we can reference it for science.
I will make
I
that
must be the
public, don't
first
you
to
worry.
read this.
This is
Don't you
interesting. Wait. This is actually interesting because we can look at the ratio of the ones he prefers to smash and see what type of Pokemon he actually prefers. Like we could get deep in this.
And then mold them all together into one Pokemon.
The lore is
to
gonna
his
be very
dream
interesting
Pokemon.
here.
Just take the average features of all the Pokemon.
We could mold it into his
I
dream
guarantee you it's gonna
Pokemon.
be curvy.
I mean, I will have channel point redemptions or can be bribed. Where if you guys want me to take a look at specific fusions, I will agree to it.
I want
I've
to
got to get a
know.
list then. I got to get a list.
I want to know. Yeah,
Well,
let's see.
then,
Let's see where he ends
Dill's
up
on the
with it.
ball already.
Where's the infinite fusion? The random
Sadly,
Okay, so-
we're only. Sadly, we're only. I think. Hold on, I'm just trying to get a number.
Is this a
Roll
sub
it.
goal thing?
We're not getting anywhere with it. Like, hold on.
Yet.
Let me take a look at it.
Wait, are we looking at the sub goal or are we looking at the fusions?
I'll get you a number, like how far away I am from it. I am thinking about like okay, I'm about like 8% the way there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Intimate
like
infusion
I
aside.
said, no one wants to see this. I should probably end it.
Bring back the farmer zen.
For just $5 a day, you can
Farm-
you can donate to a poor streamer in Streamiopia.
For just
I-
$5 a day, you can
Yeah.
unlock a fairy.
I will disgrace myself on the internet for content. But yes, Farmer Zen is actually because you know how I have like a wheel that I spin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Farmer Zen is actually one of my tip goals this month. So I will actually bring
Ooh.
it back.
Oh god,
Okay.
yeah. Let's get back farm. Wait, I want to see
But
Farmer
we're not
Zen.
even
Which
20, but we're not even 25% of the way there, so it's not happening.
okay, here's what we go.
Okay.
Here's what we need to do. Okay, good people, watchers and listeners, and fans of Legend of Zenith here. We need you to all go get this sub gold down and get him
Yes.
to this thing so we can not only see Farmer Zen come back, but I want to see which Pokemon Farmer Zen would smash.
Farmer Zen must smash or pass.
Because now we're talking about little furry
How many
critters.
Miltanks fusions
We're
Yes,
talking about
Farmer's-
a farmer with little furry critters.
Farmer Zen smash or pass. I may not sleep with my cousin, but I'll sleep with that weird looking Pokemon.
Yeah,
Weird looking. Never mind.
I mean, weirder things have happened.
Yeah.
Weirder
We don't know if
things.
it has an orifice.
Rule
but
34.
I will find out.
What is it? Rule 34? Rule 34?
So the Pokemon Intimate Fusion has not happened.
Rule
yet.
34.
Yes.
I just
will
had to
name this
confirm I was
stream
using the right
Pokemon
numbers.
Intimate Fusion Smash or Pass.
Yeah. I might just name this episode that.
Yeah.
No, we already did an intimate fusion.
No.
We are milking this topic.
Milk
Milk,
at
you
you.
say?
I don't know, something.
We are
Whatever.
milking this topic.
I mean, there's a Pokemon called Miltank.
It's
You
true.
know what? Everest
One
only
of the
likes the
ugliest-
titles she comes up with. That
That
seems
is
to be a
not
theme.
true. That is not true. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at the ones that have been posted. And
You guys
then-
should see our Discord. Hey guys, vote on the title or whatever. And Everest is like dead silent. Right? Like
No, don't.
here's what's even
don't-
better. Here's what's even better. When you see at the bottom of the Discord, guys, and it says Everest is typing, but then nothing ever comes up. She just leaves. So
I
you
like
know she saw the
Bethesda is a
message.
good. Bethesda is a good game. Bethesda is a good game.
Bethesda is good.
I
game.
love
That's actually
that
one of the
title.
best. That's actually one of the best titles of the year.
What was the working title for that episode though? Again,
What?
Oh, you wanted to call it like something juice,
No.
and I was like, no.
No.
what was that working title for that again? Someone remind me, please, in chat. I must remember this. It was the best title ever, and it was ignored.
No, because it was disgusting. It was literally like something juice something, and it dealt with sexual. It had sexual
Segue.
undertones.
Segue. Segue.
Pivot.
Yeah, it was a pivot.
There
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
Demon Juice
Morgan.
Snatch. That was the one.
Demon Snatch Juice. There you go.
And I'm like,
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
god!
Thank you,
Exactly.
Morgan.
That was it. That one's still on deck. It may have not happened this episode, but it happened in an episode.
Yep, that is true.
Okay, let me go back.
New GG salt flavor coming soon.
Okay, and then
I liked Ganondorf.
Yeah,
Ganondorf was a
fun.
good one. Ganondorf was a good one.
We wear diapers was a complete accident.
Yeah, but it was
Huh?
well done.
Just
Well,
like that.
because someone said it, I'm just like, okay, episode title right there.
The difference between is like the difference is trying too hard to make something funny versus trying and someone just saying something funny on accident. There is a difference. There is a difference between those two.
We're gonna
concepts.
do we are gonna do when we get to the end of the year. We're gonna do the best episode title of the year. We're gonna have a little poll on it, and we're gonna talk about our titles.
Okay.
I've only had one this year. I'm kind of disappointed in myself.
Wait, you said you had 0.
No, I got one of them. One of them was mine.
Okay.
I forgot which one I did, but I got one of them. And I think Everest is actually leading in titles.
I am
Nice.
not. I am
I think
not.
so. I think so. We'll talk
I've
about
only
it
had
when
like 2.
we'll
So
come
that
back.
means
When
everyone says a lot of dumb shit then.
we'll talk about it we'll talk about it when we come back from break. Okay. Let's see here.
All right.
On top of that too, on top of Intimate Fusion, Zenith has some Shovel Knight going on. Shovel Knight is great. I hope you are enjoying it.
I actually enjoyed it. Just the only thing is, it's really hard to actually watch chat when you're trying to play. Because,
Oh yeah, because it's all based on timing and side
Yeah.
scrolling and perfect
yeah.
execution.
And it also, there was a lot of things I didn't trust. Like, I felt a lot of my Dark Souls instincts
oh.
kick in, but it was a good time. A bunch, like my chat was helping me discover some of the secrets. It's actually not an easy game. I
No.
had a few deaths, and there's a couple like demoralizing times. There's like, well, I lost that money, so.
Uh-oh.
But I really enjoyed it. If I
Sorry.
do finish it, it'll likely be in Discord. That way, like I don't have to try and focus too much on being entertaining and reading chat because it's just really difficult. And I'm someone that enjoys making sure that everyone in chat gets heard, and I hate missing messages.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a hard one.
Game?
Yeah. Did you play it, Eric?
I indulged in some Shovel Knight back in the Wii U era, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's hard. It's excellent, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Did you play like the other versions? Because like they have. God, I think I got the TV on way too loud. Hopefully you can't hear it.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear a thing.
Yeah, thank goodness, because it's like super loud.
You underestimate the power of the Shore, the
Yeah.
Shore mic.
This is ensuring no one can hear it.
That is surely a fact.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but there's one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So this isn't something that I played, but it's something that I've been watching for the past couple of weeks that I found very intriguing. Dill knows what this is, and
I
it's
do?
called Pokemon Kaizo Ironmon.
Oh yeah. I don't-
Oh,
So
okay.
so Eric, you, Evers, you
It's a
guys
lot of
have heard of what's called a Nuzlocke, right?
Mhm. Yes, these are the super hard
So
Pokemon mods.
yeah, so Nuzlocke is where you have where you catch one Pokemon per route, and any Pokemon that dies, you let it go, right?
Yeah.
Well, either you let it go, you put it in your PC, or you just I don't know, don't catch it. Basically.
Right.
Did Powell press the shield button?
What?
Oh,
Something
someone
happened?
put it in slow mode.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
There you go. That was weird.
Uh-oh.
All right. Must have accidentally pressed the shield. It's fine. So, so basically what happened with this is, this is insane. This is something that a lot of top, like, I'm talking about people that play a ton of Pokemon that are really, really good and familiar with, like, not only just like the series, but understand how to, like, EV values and making sure that your Pokemon is in tip-top shape. And what you would do. So the most popular one is playing through Fire Red. So
Mhm.
what you do is they have quite a few rules. Dill, do you remember the rules?
So, the rule set for a Kaizo Iamon is basically similar to a hardcore Nuzlocke, but with a lot more limitations, basically. You can only allowed to use one Pokemon in your party. That's it.
Yeah, throughout the
Uh,
entire game.
throughout the entire game. The Pokemon you get to choose is randomized as well. So you have to have a randomizer basically for the entirety of the game
Yeah.
of the
Ooh,
Pokedex.
you're not allowed legendaries, and
Nope.
Pokemon are not allowed to have like a base stat, which is obviously like the
Yep.
maximum amount of stats you
Yep.
get has to be below 600. So
Yes, so there's certain Pokemon you can't use as well. That
yeah,
breach the
like
600
Dragonite,
EV.
you're not
Yeah,
allowed to use Dragonite.
Dragonites.
You see a
Interesting.
Dragonite,
Metagross,
no,
I
you can't catch
think's
it.
under there as well. And it is pseudo legendaries basically, like pretty much out. Um, you also there's a certain rule set where you have to select the second start Pokemon too. Sometimes, depending on like if you choose to do that, you can't choose the third, like the first or the third. You have to choose the second one.
Yeah,
Depending
you
on
have
like
to. I think it's either you let your chat pick,
yeah.
or but there's also like a clause where like you are allowed to list 3 favorite Pokemon,
Yes, that's
and
another
if you
one.
see any of those 3 Pokemon, you can act like if you see it, you can manually choose it. It's like, no, I'm going with this
Yeah.
one.
I think there's
Two.
also a shiny clause as well in
Yeah, if you see a
Kaizo
shiny
Iamon.
Pokemon, you are actually that's another thing. You are not allowed to fight wild Pokemon for experience.
Yes,
You're
that's
How
true.
many
only
more ways can we make Pokemon make us hate ourselves when we play Pokemon?
easy. You take a
How
flamethrower
many
and
more
aim
ways?
it right at your nuts, Everis.
You know one of
That's
those soul
How many more
like
ways?
those soul like the torture chamber things. Just do that. One of those will probably work.
So,
I
yeah.
think the guillotine would be more desirable.
No, the guillotine is too fast. This is slow. This is a
Yeah.
slow
Yeah,
one.
this is slow.
slow
So
pain.
because
Yes.
a lot of the wild
Ugh.
Pokemon, like their levels are a lot higher. Like I'm talking about
Yeah.
you get to the Elite Four, their levels are like 95.
Yeah.
And the AI is also really, really smart. And
Oh, yeah,
they
the
all
AI is
have like a
smarter.
team of 6 Pokemon that could absolutely just devastate you. And you just have your one Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you die, because I saw someone that went through, what is it, like 435 attempts,
Yeah.
basically 2 months of streaming this, make it to the Elite Four, and like, oh, we're winning this. We have a Snorlax. We have all these moves, and died too toxic at the third Elite Four trainer and had to start all over again. They're like,
Yeah.
we
That
have
would
another
have been
month
my
of this,
13th
guys.
reason. That would have literally been my 13th reason. And I would have been like,
Yeah.
nope.
I'm good friends with a Pokemon content creator. There's a lot of shiny hunting content. One of his biggest challenges was doing the Fire Red Kaizo Iamon. He got close multiple times. Like he got to the Elite Four multiple times during all of his attempts. I think it was only near like his attempt near to like 1,000 where he finally actually beat it. And it was like months and months of playing this over and over again.
None of this makes me want to play this game, guys. Like,
oh, I do.
I-
I want to play it. I want to do it.
I am in agreement here.
I'm just like,
It's like
it just
my
sounds
time
like
is too
torture.
valuable to hate myself while I play a video game.
You clearly haven't played a Soulsborne game, have you?
I have. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
Um,
I'm not. I've got things I got to do. Everis has paddleboarding she has to do. Like, we
Yeah.
can't just.
The season's over.
You have to be like a special kind of masochist to be interested in doing this. And the sad part of me is saying,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah. It's like,
But
oh no, why do I
so
want to do
that's
this?
why I officially added it to my redemption wheel.
There you go.
Why
It's
do you
tier,
do this to yourself?
It's tier 4.
It's content.
It's content. He's
It's
literally
content.
a streamer. He's if he. If,
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not going to be
content brain.
cheap, but it's there. It's there.
I don't know. I don't know of anything that's more Twitch than torturing yourself for money on the internet. Like, I don't know what's more Twitch.
Eric, your OBS is not showing the overlays anymore.
Did I?
Oh my god.
What happened?
I just noticed that.
What?
Wow, you painted the walls already? I
Yeah.
worked so hard on them.
Damn. All of Zen's hard work's gone.
No.
I spent hours on this on my lovely overlay.
They're all gone.
Interesting.
Eric,
Did you
is your
actually click the
computer
eyeball?
having a mental breakdown?
I might be.
This is
No,
like 2
I
weeks in a
think-
row now.
What?
I think you just, like-
happened. No,
think you
so
just, like,
I know
clicked on
exactly
that
what happened because I'm looking at it right now. I lost access to Google Drive.
Oh.
Like, I lost
Okay.
connection to Google Drive.
Oh.
Oh.
You get signed
Maybe.
out?
You can just try. Do you want me to send you like the images individually? Because like,
No. Let me see here. Hold on.
Just try and reset back in, I guess, then.
Yeah, I'm trying to like resync it. This is interesting. This might actually be out of my hands. Hold on.
Ooh. Awkward.
Let's see here.
We'll have to just do it in a dark void then for the rest of the stream.
here, I will send you the one and only overlay that you need. Give me a second. I got you.
I can get to it
No,
from.
Zach.
There you go. That is the only overlay you need. Check general.
Oh, I'm seeing this here. You just want the whole show to be about you. Hold on a second.
Good friends, good Zenith.
Nice.
That is wild. Okay.
Good
Talk
friends,
amongst-
good
talk,
Zenith.
continue the conversation. I will fix it right now. I do have access to the drive through the web. I think my
Right.
map drive probably just kaput
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think I do want to do a Kaizo Ironmon, but I don't know when because I've got too many things on my list to play, basically.
Tell you what. If I end up doing one,
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, guys, with special guest Big Deal Gamer.
Yeah, I'll join you. I will literally like, join the conversation with you and
and
talk
we
with you.
can talk about how much we hate ourselves.
Yeah,
That sounds aggressive.
I will do that. I'll be up for that.
Self-loathing humor.
We've all got
Yeah.
issues.
I'm gonna advertise only Zens for masochists only.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm nearly done Pokemon Infinite Fusion, so like
Nice.
I've been thinking like other like kinds of Pokemon stuff that I've been doing because like I know
There's a
people been,
lot of like fan-made Pokemon games I can recommend to you if you want.
well, I mean I've actually just, like seen like a whole bunch of them.
I've got a
The
few
thing
on my
is,
backlog,
not a
actually.
lot of them. Like a lot of them are like I'm interested in watching other people play it, but probably not for myself. Whereas Pokemon Infinite Fusion, because there's just so many different combinations, it's why like
Yeah.
I really wanted to play it so bad because like everyone's playthrough is entirely different. Whereas like if I was to play, like a lot of these Pokemon, like fan made games, a lot of it people can have the exact same experience, or at least a
Yeah.
very identical experience than I would.
Hey, it's back.
There we go. We're back.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say
we forgot to
Zen,
pay the hydro bill, guys.
50 cents.
That's
in
when the
meter.
lights went out.
There you go. I will say then, if you want, you could try some Pokemon games that have been made harder by fans instead. Like, I was playing a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Storm Silver,
Yeah, I remember
which
you mentioning
is
that.
yeah, which is obviously Soul Silver, but everything's been made tougher. And doing a hardcore Nuzlocke, I'm on like my 8th attempt on it now. At this point, I got to like the radio tower with like Team Rocket, and I got my ass kicked by like Archie. So, or Archer,
I'll think about it.
Archer, yeah. Oh, that either that or Renegade Platinum. Renegade Platinum is like the similar thing where they've made it harder. Or if you want to stick to the Fire Red Leaf Green route, Zen, you could go Radical Red. Pokemon Radical Red basically is a harder version of Fire Red, but it has everything up to like Gen 8 and is getting constant updates as well. So it's been constantly updated.
I'll think
So,
about it.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Oh,
So,
hold on.
I fixed it. No, I fixed it.
Sorry. Mistake.
Okay. Sorry about that. It is back. We got the overlay back. Thanks, Google.
Yay.
For a funny fact, the Google was the crux of my problems at work over the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
Josh hates Google.
It gets
Google.
pretty bad sometimes. Like, and it's one of those things where it's like I just can't just call Google and be like, "Yo, fix this."
Oh. Oh, Zen. I actually know of a new Pokemon game you could also play too, as well. So there's
Just
this
so you know,
content-
though, I'm a Zelda content creator, so
Well,
there's only so much
well,
Pokemon that I could do.
Well, here's the thing. There is this. Have you heard of the content creator Alpharad?
Yes.
He released a video recently of a Pokemon game that he had his teammate go Pokemon Too Many Types, where they take like the Pokemon up to Gen 8 and they add more types to them, basically making over 200,000 type combos. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of Pokemon. And
It's not the lot of Pokemon, it's a lot of Pokemon types. A lot of the Pokemon that are already in the game have their types altered, changed, and like added basically.
So basically, like a Nidorino has poison, but it also likes cheese, so it's weak
Good.
against
Yeah.
Oh my god.
has
Well,
irregular diarrhea.
Good.
So what you're
Am
telling
I-
me, guys, I'm listening to this conversation. What you're telling me is that people have become so bored with the game themselves that they've gone and modded
That's
it
exactly
to where
what I
they're
am
interested in.
hearing.
Basically, yeah, the fans are like way better.
They've got
Well, they
nothing
have-
else to play, so might as well just expand on what they already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, forget the
I
other
know-
millions of video games that exist out in the world. Let's just keep modding
Yeah.
Pokemon. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
It's so good.
that's a lot of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
I go play Pokemon Intimate Fusion. Go play Pokemon
want to.
Kaizo Fire Red. Da 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 da.
I
Or you can play a game that I hear is really 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 fun, and that's F-Zero 99.
Oh yeah.
I
That
actually
one.
tried it.
I tried it too. It's the
Okay.
controls are a bit clunky, but other than that, it's a pretty solid F-Zero game.
Okay, so F-Zero 99, if you do not know, this came out on Nintendo Switch Online. It is basically a 99 people race in F-Zero.
Yeah.
And what okay, so
Is this like Tetris 99?
yes, it's in that
Yes.
same category
Okay.
of 99. So it's like in the same
Yeah.
class of 99.
Just F-Zero, basically. F-Zero 99 rather than Tetris.
So what's good about it? What's bad about it? Why should people go play this?
I haven't played it.
It's quite chaotic. That's how I would describe it. Like, it's quite chaotic because, like, you basically have an energy bar where you are, like, you know, and there's 99 other people, obviously, with the same energy bar. And then if you, like, bump into the side, bump into other players, you either, like, gain energy or lose energy, depending on if you bumped into them or they bumped into you. If you lose all your energy, you explode, and that's it. That's your like place in the race done. And then obviously the aim of the game is like last person alive is the winner basically. And I think they've got cosmetics that you unlock from playing the game as well, from what I've seen on the store thing.
I didn't get that far because like I played for about like an hour and a half. I could have waited for like the Grand Prix, but I didn't bother
Yeah.
because I mean I'm not good at it. I mean I was at least like surviving the races. Just I didn't really feel inclined to just
It was okay.
keep going.
Yeah, it was like half
Yeah.
an hour that I played of it.
I mean it's
I
neat,
think
but not my thing.
I have not played the F-Zero 99, but I think Tetris 99 was actually brilliant. Like Tetris 99
was
is
fun.
so
Yeah.
damn addicting.
I put a good few hours in
Tetris 99 made me realize how much time people put into Tetris.
Oh yeah.
My God,
It's-
I got
Yep.
pretty decent. Like I typically can get into like the top 30% every time.
How was
But then-
was the Mario one first? Did they do Mario first?
The
Like
Mario one was the first one.
And then they did
That was
Tetris.
only a limited time one until they let go of that one. Then Tetris followed suit after that, and now that Tetris has died down, they've put F-Zero on.
Okay. I saw my list of things to play. It's getting overall decent reviews. People are enjoying it. I think it is a nice little testament to Nintendo where they'll be like, "Hey, thanks for subscribing to our very affordable yearly plan.
Yes.
Very
Here's a free game."
affordable.
Yes, compared to what's going on now. Here's a
Yeah.
free game. Enjoy, and it's actually a really good game. Like it's a good game. Enjoy, have fun. Very nice testament to Nintendo.
Ooh, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
So, out of which popular Nintendo IP do you think would make like a really fun 99 battle royale game?
Zelda.
How?
No.
A dungeon.
You know what?
Like
Dill,
dungeon
I actually agree with
exploring.
you.
Dungeon exploring. Like it would be pretty cool if like there's like a goal in the dungeons where you have to reach basically. And then
Think
like,
about
just-
this. Like you're trying to scale Ganon's tower, but in
Yeah.
the style of Link to the Past. And you
Yeah.
have like a whole bunch of people in there trying to like take down bosses together. So it's kind of like a cooperative, but at the same time, you're trying to compete against them. And then you get to the very end and trying to see like who lives and who dies. And then
Yeah.
Can't even think of one.
Kirby. It's
At the
always
top is
Kirby.
Zelda.
The answer for these
Kirby.
things is always Kirby.
I'm sorry, but Kirby
Yes.
would just literally swallow everything, and then all the Kirbys would be one big giant Kirby, basically.
Right.
So that-
Wait, it would be like those like shark or those like fish games where you start with a tiny fish.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
eat bigger fish
yeah.
until you become like a shark essentially. Eat all
Nah,
the
big
sharks.
Kirby.
The Katamaru Damacy.
I feel like this
Concept.
could be done with Donkey Kong too, like
What
the
is
old
that called?
school.
Donkey Kong could be interesting.
I feel like this could be done with the old school Donkey Kong too.
Oh,
but-
Katamari Damacy, yeah.
Yeah, Kamario.
Tron put in the
Katamari.
chat Pikmin. Pikmin could be an interesting one.
I think he's just poking fun at Everis, but
no, I think
I think
Rom's onto
Pikmin
something.
99 could be something Everest could get into.
Man, how long is this joke gonna be get milked
Until
out?
the end of time.
I get this in my own Discord every day.
no wonder you're upset about it. I didn't know they were harassing you there too.
I didn't know either.
Every day.
All right,
It's a
all
joke
right.
that never ends.
Starting now, we're going to pull the plug on the Pikmin joke because I had
Can we do it
no
next time,
idea.
Story of my life where it's
I had
like
no idea Everis
something
was being
happens and then everybody just milks it to the well till it's like dust.
Now, like I said,
Legend.
wait, Legend of Bottom is a thing? Oh, wait,
yeah,
yeah, that was
that's
for
a
a
thing.
while.
That was a
that's
thing.
just Chibi's jokes.
that was over for a while.
when
Anyway,
the
anyway.
sun was on
Everest
the
show for a
yeah.
while.
That's
All
funny.
right, guys. So what we have to do, we're going to stop with the Pikmin jokes. All of us are going to have to go to harassment training and, you know,
I
we have
don't
to
wanna
watch
do
the
training.
videos. We have to watch the videos, not to harass about this topic.
She knows.
Yeah.
You can
Sexuality,
bring it up in
race,
6
gender,
you can bring it up
Pikmin.
You can bring it up
Yeah.
in 6 months.
the Men in
Okay.
Black will show up at your house, and you just have
But
to look
don't
at
bring
them
it up every
flashing
day.
light.
Yeah. I think Kirby might work, but no, not Pokemon 99. We have enough of that shit out here in the world. You
don't
just not listen to these men talk for an eternity about
30
Pokemon?
30 minutes.
I'd
Talking
rather
about
watch Lord
Pokemon
of the
for, like,
Rings.
30 minutes. Come on.
Dill, you okay?
You don't understand. You don't understand what you're missing out on. You don't
Dill,
even
are you
remember
okay?
the last time that you watched it.
Are you okay, Dale?
Oh, sorry, I'm replying to a message.
Oh, I thought he
Oh.
was just like,
I thought he fell asleep. I was like, oh shit, it happened.
No, like, my coworker was asking me a question about something.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, no problem. I thought he fell asleep. I was like, he's like, oh
it
shit,
looked
it
like
happened.
the angriest
Just
message.
knocked out.
He's like, I'm angry.
We stopped talking about Pokemon and he fell asleep. He's like, so F-Zero 99, if you have the Nintendo Switch Online pack, it's free to play there. Okay, where are we at here? So myself, I have been doing a little bit more of the Jedi Survivor. They just did a big patch for it that helped improve a lot of the performance issues. It's running a lot better now.
Nice.
It's a lot more fluid. It's rolling. It's great. And I'm starting to really, really enjoy this game. The story's great. I'm just obsessed with Star Wars right now. Ahsoka on Disney Plus is great.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, this is good stuff. I'm like into it.
I
Totally.
I
I'm
remember
invested.
for a fact that if you've watched Clone Wars, you will definitely like the Ahsoka series.
Yeah, I
From
never
what-
watched
from what I've
Clone.
heard.
I never watched Clone Wars when it aired, and I'm watching this now, and I'm enjoying it. So I can imagine Clone Wars fans would be. All
I
over
want to
this.
go back and watch all the Clone Wars.
That's so much
episodes.
I
TV.
tried getting into Clone Wars, but I got bored.
And that's the interesting thing about Star Wars is because there's always a different subset of Star Wars during this whole like time in the universe that if you're not interested in one, you could be interested in the other. You know, so like there's the bounty hunters, there's the pilots, you know, Rogue Squadron, there's, you know, the Jedi, there's the Sith, you know, just general stuff across the universes that you can delve into something and you'll find something that's interesting to you. Pao just mentioned I've been obsessed with the books. Like I've been reading a bunch of Star Wars books. And
The ones
I'm
that are
like,
still canon.
Mhm.
I've
Gosh.
actually been
Mario
I
Party
just-
99?
Mario Party
Oh, no.
99. No,
Oh
don't.
my god, Zen would dominate that.
And I've been doing some Tears of the Kingdom. I've been trying to finish up Tears of the Kingdom, and you guys were right.
Yeah,
You guys are right.
yeah, we always are.
I'll accept my apology.
Yep, apology, please. No.
I apologized if I ever doubted
you.
any of you regarding Tears
There
of
we
the
go.
Kingdom.
Even
Very
if you
much
did
so.
say you didn't like it, I would have respected your opinion.
Yeah.
This
Thank
is-
I
you
wouldn't
for
have.
enjoying the second best game this year.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say Starfield is the best game this year,
No.
we're gonna have
No,
a
Baldur's Gate
3. He
3.
mentioned
Okay.
this.
okay. I thought we were gonna
Wow,
be like
Dale.
I thought we were gonna do a joking
Spicy.
segue.
I literally have it in my brain that he mentioned that it's his game of the year now. Like,
No,
come on.
I literally thought he was gonna make a joking segue into Starfield because
You know,
that's
you know
next
what's
on the
actually
list here.
awesome about the game? So, I'll just
Wait,
say
Baldur's
this
Gate
real
3
quick.
or Tears of the Kingdom?
Baldur's Gate 3.
both.
Okay.
You know how sometimes, well, when you're playing in a 4-person group, you can't add any of the characters. There's a mod that allows you to add, like, not only play in a group of 4, but also add the other playable characters.
So,
So-
8 then. Cool.
We could make this an 18 party,
Ooh.
but we'd have to play in the hardest
That's
difficulty.
too much. Okay, I'm gonna lay down the line and say no because that's like playing D&D with more than like 6 people. Please
Well,
don't do it.
okay.
We get
It's
to control the other.
horrible. It's a nightmare.
is-
No one should ever do it.
Okay.
Never.
I would like to plan the Baldur's Gate 3 campaign for us during the holiday when we're not doing pods, so we can get that content recorded.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But anyway,
Then how could you manage 18 people playing this story?
look at the stuff he does to himself?
Because everyone
Have
can
you
go
seen
anywhere
this?
whenever they want, essentially.
Well, the thing
He manages
is,
his entire
I would
community, so
like if anything, it would be like us 4 and then 4 other like interesting characters that we want to have with us.
People can
Oh,
bounce.
well, it's
okay,
not
And, like,
controlled
and
by
like that,
other
I could-
people.
Not only that, I would be able to control them all. Whereas like
They're
they
like
have to my
NPCs.
party,
Oh,
they're
so Zen
NPCs,
basically
and they would follow
Oh.
me The only thing is, I would need to control them in combat. It's like, all right, you guys do your thing. I'm gonna get like our rogue character to attack this from a
That
range.
that makes it different.
Yes.
Because I was thinking 18 separate people.
No, I did not say.
We'll come
Why are
back
you
to
paying
it. We
attention
will.
to
We
what
will. We will
Chibi
come back
made
to
a-
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, Chibi
We'll-
made a joke. She made a joke. That's why. There's no way in hell we're adding 18 characters. No, thank you, because that's way too much.
We will
'Cause
come back
otherwise
to
combat's
Baldur's
gonna be
Gate
very
3.
easy.
We will come back there. We are going to do a campaign. Zenith has a great idea for doing the campaign, so we're going to do the campaign. But Tears of the Kingdom, it's deep, it's dark, and I am very, very invested in a lot of this now. So like right now, I'm going and doing all the little like newspaper reporter missions. And
I liked those quests.
I had to go hunt down a gold horse, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Did you finish that quest?
I'm still working my way through them because apparently to find all the quests, you have to go and find all the stables. Like all the quests are at the stables, so you have to find all the stables.
I'm not gonna spoil that for you.
But don't spoil it for me because like okay.
Nope.
But Tears of the Kingdom, while I think it is an incredible game, and I have not touched Baldur's Gate 3 yet, it is going to be done. But right now, I think my 2 games of the year, right now, I'm tied between the Resident Evil 4 remake and Tears of the Kingdom. Those are my 2 right now. I will try Baldur's Gate 3 this year, and I will, obviously, we're going to try Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Josh thinks Spider-Man is a contender for Game of the Year.
I think it is.
They've won Game of the Year multiple times now.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But right now, my 2 games of the year are the ones that I've played. It's a tie between the Resident Evil 4 remake, which I think is incredible, and Tears of the Kingdom. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is a predictable answer. But I think Resident Evil 4 is a damn good remake, if not one of the best remakes made.
I know what Everis' Game of the Year is.
I don't even know what my Game of the Year is.
The Witcher
4.
3.
Oh yeah, the revamped 4K pack.
Yes.
The 4K version of. The sad part is I didn't even play the game with all the ray tracing or any of those things that came with the game.
Yeah.
Now-
Probably wouldn't do much for your PC, right?
No. Well, in theory, no. But when they first released it, there were issues with PC and not being able to process ray tracing, and it was really slow. And
before we go to the break here, let's talk about Starfield a little bit more. I'm a little bit deeper into it. I'm kind of getting into the grooves of it here. What do I say about this game?
It's okay.
Is good game?
It's good
okay.
game. Bethesda
It's
is
good
good game.
Yes.
I feel like I don't want to say it's bad because it's not bad.
No, it's not a bad game. It's
just Bethesda. Like
it's just nothing special.
Right. I think for what it was touted and what it was led people to believe it was, I think it falls a little short.
Yeah.
It does do some things that I'm starting to get more intrigued now because I'm going around finding these shards that are the basis of at least the beginning of the game. I don't know how far it gets into this thing, but you're finding like these different shards that combine together and stuff. And then now I'm getting into the mix now where this is kind of what bugs me about a bunch of Bethesda games is, okay, you have to go get all these skill sets. You have to do all these things to obtain these skill sets. And they have these computers out there where you can track. This actually became helpful because now they've added things that Fallout didn't have. You can track certain things you need to unlock. So like I need to unlock this skill set. There is now a tracking quest button for it. So you can track the things you need to do to unlock that skill set, get the materials, etc., etc. Some of the things that irk me, I need to go and upgrade ammo and armor. Right? I love the way that you can do this. You can basically mod a gun to hell and back, right? But you need all these materials. Next to the lack of local map, there is no local map in this game, and that is driving me nuts. the items that you pick up throughout the game, and I don't know why they haven't done this because Fallout didn't do this either. None of these things tell you like what material it provides.
What do you mean?
So like I get a coffee mug. It doesn't tell me that, oh, this is ceramic. Or like I pick up what would be a good
Because
I
you
pick
can't.
up the metal tray. That doesn't tell me that it's aluminum. Like I need aluminum for a certain mod. Like
Because you can only use materials for crafting as raw material. You can't break down an item into a raw material and then use it. So whatever you're getting, you have to mine with your little mining laser the materials on the surface of the planet.
Okay, so answer this question for me then, because that's going to just upset me even more because Fallout, I was allowed to use tape to make a scope.
That because that was all about what Fallout was. Fallout is a land of recycling. You know?
And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying then. So if I have to go mine for the different materials, what's the point of me collecting all the different things scattered on the tables and the floor and stuff, etc.?
Because underneath because this is what I said. This is what I said last time. Underneath the item that it says, whether it's like coffee mug or succulent or doctor's note, whatever, it'll say whether or not it's a crafting material or not. If it's not a crafting, if it doesn't say this item is used for crafting, it's trash. You don't need it. You don't need to pick it up. You don't need to do anything with it except for decorating your ship. It's a useless item. So,
I guess they're sellable. Like the items are sellable.
You can
right?
sell it, yeah.
But that's another thing that's irking me.
It's money fodder.
And the money, like the dollar bill in Starfield, is worthless. Like we're talking like a coffee mug's like $1,000, and I'm like, you know.
Wait, what coffee mug did you find? Because I found ones for like 1 credit.
That's just an example. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
That's an example of what I'm getting at here. Sorry. So okay.
Yeah, you feel rich until you realize how the value of things. Yeah.
And then the combat's good. The combat's decent. I was like, okay, I'm into the combat. It's fairly decent. The dogfighting ships thing is cool. I'm still into it. I like it. I enjoy it. I did like the idea. I had to go like onto a ship and like seize it. And that was a really cool concept. Like I went on there, killed all the bad guys on the ship and seized the ship. That was pretty cool. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm trying to get into the Bethesda aspects of this game. Like you said, the crafting and then building up these skill sets and all these things. So the item says it's used for crafting, but the item doesn't tell you then what it's craftable for. Like what material it's used to craft with. Like there's no indicator of what I can craft with this thing.
Did you go to your little science desk?
And that's what I've been working at too. Like I've been doing the science desk and I've been clearing those things. It's a lot to take in at once.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to summarize what you're thinking right now. And I agree with you to an extent, because there's a lot of things that Josh and I collectively have had to look up because we needed to understand it more than the game told us. It's not a handholdy game. And I'm on the fence about whether or not this is a good thing. I kind of like hand-holding in some situations, but at the same time, I like to discover things on my own, blah, blah, blah. I like a healthy mix of both. But I feel like there's some fundamental things that I wish they explained a little bit better, or, but we've had to look them up. I'll be honest. We've had to look them up.
Yeah.
But as far as materials and trying to find materials, if you go out, you go to the overall planet and you scan the planet or whatever.
Right.
You're looking for planets with lots of resources. Because it'll show you it has iron, it has argon, it has silicon, it has H2O, it has, all these different things. Those are the planets you want to go to farm resources if you need them. But you shouldn't have issues finding it because they're literally everywhere. Right. So much I've skipped around them. And they causes unnecessary weight.
And maybe that's a problem in itself, because someone like me that comes off of, and Skyrim did this to an extent too. Like someone like me that comes off of like a Skyrim or a Fallout, where we're like, okay, in that game, I used all these things I collected to mod my weapons, mod my armor, and all that kind of stuff. And then to remove that concept completely here and not explain it really in a way, I think is kind of a deterrent or a turnoff, where it's like, I get like there's a difference between not being handholdy and then just completely leaving you to your own vices in the beginning of the game, because that's kind of what it does. You out of
Skyrim
nowhere,
wasn't that way either.
yeah,
Skyrim's the same way, where like it didn't explain crafting, it just existed. And it's one of
Yeah.
those things where you didn't need it to complete the game, which is fine.
right,
But I've had complete playthroughs of Skyrim where I didn't even touch crafting. I didn't do anything.
Right.
I just everything on my body was looted.
Looting goblin. Loot
Yes.
goblin time.
yeah,
I did. And so I don't think that's a big of a deal because it's not necessary. Yes, it's cool. You can add more damage to your gun. You can make it
right.
not as loud, whatever. But it's not, you don't need it to play. I don't know. You don't need it. You don't feel like you're to a point where you're stuck because your gun isn't good enough. You know what I mean? It's like ways to make yourself more OP is what I would consider the crafting to be, in my opinion.
I have mixed emotions about it. I have mixed emotions about this game because like I could see everything they've done and all the effort they've put into this to make it a great game. Like I can see all the work that's gone into it. But I think maybe this is just maybe the person I am with the games I like. I don't necessarily feel like doing all this. I don't necessarily feel like hey, this game is so open. You can do whatever you want and explore all these places and collect all this stuff and do nothing with it kind of thing. I don't necessarily feel that's a valid argument, or that's not necessarily a valid example of why your game is, you feel your game is great. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the game should have some kind of purpose. And like, you know, as you go through it, maybe it gets deeper, but
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff thrown at you at once. Like I'm killing all these bad guys, and then I find the crafting station, I find the science station, I find all these things, and maybe I didn't pay attention to them when I was on my ship, but like I find them in the world that I'm, you know, particular biome or whatever I'm in, and I'm killing these guys, and in the middle of it, when I'm wandering around looking and exploring, I find the science center and all that stuff. And then the first question off my head is like, oh, well, what do I do with all this? You know, and I'm kind of like, okay, I've done all this stuff. I've completed all these things. Well, why are these ones blocked? Oh, well, then I find out later on I have to go unlock, you know, these traits, you know, traditional Bethesda traits or skill sets and stuff like that. And it unlocks all the other science thingies, right? But nowhere in there is any kind of indication of why I'm doing it. You know,
Why does anybody explore?
Right.
Why does anybody explore the unknown?
Curiosity.
Eric? Like that brings like a super broad question.
Right.
You
I
want
get
a
it.
guided experience. Do you want a guided experience?
I don't necessarily want to say I want a guided experience, because I think what's it called? Elden Ring did this phenomenally, where you sit at the fire or whatever, and it doesn't tell you where you need to go specifically, but it does give you that little trail of light that points you in a direction of where you think it thinks you should go.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, let me
Ghost
go
of
explore that.
Tsushima was kind of like that too.
Right.
I don't know if
It
you guys
was.
played Ghost.
There's
Yeah,
little-
It's like
it
the
was like
wind
that as well.
directed you
Right.
to
in a
like
way.
things.
This doesn't do any of that. You know, it just says, unless you're in a quest line, where it's like, hey, let's go to this place and let's go do this. But
That's why I've been doing a lot of the quest lines when I was playing it, rather than like a lot of the side stuff or exploring.
Yes.
Because
it's a weird thing. Like it's a really weird concept of a game, because like Fallout, which is the one Fallout 4, which is the most fresh one in my head, right? It kind of like you were more inclined to go do the exploring and the building and all that stuff instead of the quest lines, where this game just has me like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just going to go do quest lines.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just it's so much that it's hard to explain. And I'm not sure. I can see why this game exists, because there are people like Everis is one of them. This game is perfect for someone like Everis.
Yes and
You
no.
know. You know, or it's perfect for those people that just love going and doing whatever a video game and they lost their mind in a video game, or got lost in this world of a video game. I'm going to read this comment here. The main story in Starfield leads you to the lodge where they tell you to go downstairs where they have all the tables for science and upgrading. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't hold your hand. Welcome to Bethesda games. Been that way since Arena. Fallout 4 held your hand a little bit, but that was a bad direction. But why is that a bad direction?
Yeah.
That's the question.
I think it just I think it comes down to player how people like to play the game. Just like it's like an opinion thing.
Yeah, and I will counteract Josh's argument a little bit here because it says Fallout 4 is held your hand a bit, but that was a bad direction. A Bethesda game should be a Bethesda game. Okay, Bethesda obviously wants to keep their diehard fans, but they also want to grow their fan base too and have new people buy their games. This is the same argument we had with Elden Ring, where people argued, "Oh, this should be a From Software game at its core. This needs to be a Demon Souls game." Da 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 da. No, they broke that mold a little bit, made the game a little more simpler, and they borrowed stuff from the other popular games in that arena, and they literally had the game of the year.
And open world as well.
Yeah, and it was open world, and it did it by a mile.
Yep.
So I get it. This is Bethesda. We know what we're going into when we play this. But for somebody this is a game that was advertised like this is an experience. Play this game.
Do you feel like it's empty to you?
Honest answer, it's a game to me that just exists.
Yeah.
And
Fascinating.
It's a game to me that just exists. I haven't gone enough into it. Like I haven't experienced enough in it yet to where, okay, I need to keep going.
I feel like there's a lot that you again don't know about it, and I'm not saying that that's going to change your mind, but I think I could see why that would be frustrating because you're still trying to figure out at this point in your playthrough.
Right. And okay, so more comment here. It's a bad direction because it was against their storytelling. It was janky and awkward. That is why Fallout 4 was a critical failure, and to me, the worst Bethesda studio game I have ever played. But
has he played Fallout 76?
Yeah, that Fallout. Let's look at Fallout 76. But if you look at the sales charts thing, Fallout 4 did really damn well. I think sales wise,
it did.
So.
It's not the peak of the Fallout series. I think Fallout New Vegas was the peak.
New Vegas, and that's not even Bethesda.
New Vegas was the best ones they did.
Yeah. So and neither was Fallout New Vegas. So
true.
I get what Josh is coming at it from the diehard fan standpoint here. And I get it. But every one of these companies that is a huge studio always has to find a way to get new people to come in and buy their products. That's the whole point of growing the business. You need to get new people to come in and buy your product.
Except for Pokemon.
Because they've got everyone hooked. Pokemon doesn't need to make more games to sell more games. They just go into a different media and sell that product, and it makes a fortune.
They could release like a game where it's like Pikachu shits on your floor and people still buy it. I probably would buy that, to be honest.
Do you think that the fan base would lose? Like
Josh is feisty.
He is on an opinion. I will say I really need to use the restroom.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break.
Break time.
We're gonna take a break here. We've been on for a minute here, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then we'll go get into some of the other stuff that's going on. But to put this at the end, I think Starfield is just a game that exists for me. Like it's just there.
It's a good game. It's just a game.
Yeah, if you want to go play it and you love that stuff, go do it by all means. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm in the realm where it's just like it's not for me. So we'll go ahead. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. Good friends, good games. All right, we're back. Good friends, good games. We've had a very heated argument about Starfield.
Starfield.
And I'm on somebody's hit list now, apparently.
I
It is
probably am
what it
too.
is.
I'm on somebody's hit list. If you are playing it and you're enjoying it, then, more power to you.
That's why it says beware on your door. Beware of Josh.
God, he's going to kill me. Is he going to kill me? Okay, let's be real.
No.
Is he a teddy bear? Is Josh a teddy bear?
Both. He's both.
Oh,
He's
he's
a
like
teddy
me
bear
then.
when he wants to be.
Yes, he has two sides of the coin.
Okay,
I
that's
have two
literally
sides.
me.
I would say he's he's passionate. I would say
Yeah.
he's passionate about the things that he likes and cares about.
Okay.
That's the best way to describe him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like me. We wished him happy birthday, and he wasn't even here to accept them.
I know.
He's passionate about avoiding being wished happy birthday.
Well,
Yeah.
he's getting
Was.
he's getting love in my Discord too, so it's real sweet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Okay, you don't want to hang out with us. I get it.
I made sure he got recognized and embarrassed and stuff and because
All right. So, Dill's gonna help explain us to this. Help explain this a little bit to us. What is going on with Unity? If you don't know, Unity is a game engine. It is a game engine used to design some of your favorite games. I don't have one listed off the top of my head here that I can remember that uses Unity, but I'm gonna guess. I think Assassin's Creed uses it.
Yes, it does. It uses some aspects of it.
Yeah.
They used
So
it so much they named one of their games after it.
yeah,
Yep.
Unity. Okay. Explain it to me like I'm 5, Dill. What is going on with Unity?
So basically, the CEO of Unity came out with a statement. Well, not the CEO, but the community managers and stuff like that. Unity came out with a statement, basically saying, "Hey, if you install one of our games that was made by Unity, the company that developed that game gets charged 20 cents per download, basically."
so like the App Store.
From the App Store, this is the thing. They weren't really specific on where exactly you download the game. They just said per download, per installation. So that can be like from anywhere. Even if you like pirate the game, that could count as an installation.
It was
Which
very
basically-
vague.
It was very
So-
vague, yeah. Which, as you can tell, developers of Unity lost their absolute shits because they were like, well, wait. Well, does this mean then like that we're gonna have to start paying the Unity for like just for every basically like the way you work at it is simple. The way that Unity wanted to charge them, the more successful the game was, the more that they would have to fork money over to Unity for the cost of installation of that game.
So-
And there are some games that are like free to make as well, and that are made in Unity
Right.
too, which is like another big problem.
Yeah, it's
and-
very predatory of like a lot of like indie studios.
Yes.
It would be devastating for for the just game design in general.
So
Yeah.
And some actual like kind of like shady things leading up to that announcement is people that were, I think the CEO and like other like main peoples on like the board of the directors were selling a lot of their shares of Unity off.
Oh yeah. That was
So
shady.
it's kind of like, so are you purposely tanking the company? Are you doing insider trading? Because that
Yeah.
seems very suspicious.
Yeah.
So if
Also,
I'm-
another thing to point out as well is that if you aren't aware of this, the current CEO of Unity is the ex-CEO of EA, who did the weird loot boxing scandal thing that happened with Star
This
Wars
make-
Battlefield and everything.
this is all
So
this
it-
is all making sense.
It
So-
makes sense now.
Recycling the
yes.
old boys club. If you're a
Yeah.
shithead, you're gonna be a CEO eventually. Let's go.
So- If I can here, let me go ahead and I guess I'll explain the chain of command as well as I understand it here. So we have company that's called Unity. Unity developed the engine, the tools that the developers use to make games.
Yes.
So Unity is saying, hey, Ubisoft, you're making the latest Assassin's Creed in Unity. For every download your new Assassin's Creed game gets, you have to pay us 20 cents for every download.
every
Actually,
installation.
correct
basically, yeah.
correct term is installation. So
Yeah, installation.
not just download. So if I buy the game once and install it, that's 20 cents in Unity's pocket. If I uninstall
Yep.
the game and reinstall it, that's another 20 cents in Unity's pocket that
Oh,
the
it
developer
doesn't.
has
It doesn't track.
It doesn't specify how many installations, basically. Like
They would
of
have
the game.
to. If that went continued on, they would have to.
So
They would have to.
Yeah.
What
that's
actually
why
happened?
They lost their shits.
Do you guys know the game Cult of the Lamb?
Right,
Yes,
Cult of the
they
Lamb,
literally
yes.
like.
So
their
they said
combat was so
that
good.
on January 1st, because of Unity's new proposed fee charges, that they will actually delete the game
Yeah.
so that it cannot be downloaded.
right.
Yeah.
So they're threatening to delist their game.
It was literally that, and then in Slay the Spire developers, I can't remember their name, but like the developers of Slay the Spire basically came out with a statement, which by the way, they have never done. They have never come out with a statement before against someone or like for anything. Like that's how badly they fucked up. As they said themselves, we have never made a statement before like this. That's how badly you fucked up. That is a direct quote from their statement right there.
See, so this is where this is. I mean, it's all basically stupid thinking. Like, hey, this is a great way we can make money from the people that use our product. So let's think. So like a company like an Ubisoft or an EA or one of those, this doesn't really hit them that hard. They would just factor the cost in to the price of their game, right? But for the small developers that are charging, $19-20 or whatever for their game, that they're probably making $1 on in the store, when it downloads, then now 20 cents of that has to go to Unity. So they cut their margins even lower. It's just a stupid thing that these guys come up with where they're like, hey, I know how we can boost revenues. We can go ahead and we can charge the developer X amount of cents per download or per install and be very vague about it.
It's exactly like the Apple App Store.
Yeah,
as I understand it, App
that.
Store takes 50% per download.
Right.
Yep.
From the developer.
And I'm not the biggest fan of Epic Games, right? But I do side with Epic Games because they sued and they said, hey, just because our game's popular, why do we have to keep paying you guys? Because so what happened with that is for the Fortnite devs, Epic were like, we don't want to pay Apple 40 cents for every download that someone pays for in the App Store. We're just going to bypass Apple altogether, open our own storefront, and buy the stuff directly there. Or have the consumer buy the stuff directly there. Apple was like, no. Your game is on our App Store. We'll just delist your game from our App Store.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, that's not right. That's just basically like extortion, And then they got into this big old lawsuit, which I believe, I don't remember who won that one. I think Apple might have actually won that one.
I'll
have to remember. I have to go and look back at it. But
the only lawsuit that I know that Epic Games lost was the loot boxes lawsuit that they had.
Yeah. Right. So it's exactly what it's predatory. You're telling all these small developers to be like, hey, which it's like a modification of licensing, which is just sleazy. If you're licensing out Unity and the developer has paid the fees to license that game out at the time of agreement, then hey, that's the agreement you agreed to. You sold it to them. Unity kick rocks, right?
Yeah. Like, I shared a document with, a post from, to Morgan because Morgan loves Terraria so much. So the developer Relogic, what they actually ended up doing is they donated $100,000 to two different video game engines to try and help develop them, and they also promised continuing ongoing support, which is like $1,000 per month, as long as the developers of those two game engines were just continue to focus on being good people and not trying to nickel and dime the people that use their company. But since then, since all this blowback, like this has been like an insane, very loud 2-3 weeks on like the gamer space, where Unity finally posted an apology yesterday.
Yeah.
This,
they did.
yes.
But now the question I wanted to ask you guys, Dill, I'll let you explain it. After hearing about this, you tell me if this is good enough.
It's so the way that I see it, is that with the whole thing around Unity and everything like that, is that they've probably salvaged some people, because there are people who are like specialized in Unity, who have worked and developed their games in Unity, in terms of like their entire game and everything like that. Them rolling back means it makes it a lot easier and makes the developers who have already worked in Unity and games have worked in Unity breathe a lot easier, knowing that their game isn't going to be, like costing them way more money than it should do from being installations. That being said, the damage has kind of already been done.
Yeah, it's
to their
there's already
reputation.
Yeah,
The
a lot of
reputation
people will
is-
not be using Unity in
yeah.
the future.
In the future, Unity will probably be a lot of an engine that is less favored compared to something like Unreal, basically. Like Unreal was probably one of the top ones that was used. Unity was like behind Unreal.
Unreal
I
is the
reckon-
most popular engine.
Yeah, Unreal is the most popular. I think now Unity will be going further down that mark, honestly, in terms of like engines that are used for developing games now, because they've rolled back, yeah, but due to public pressure, which is good. I mean, it shows that public pressure on like big companies does work.
Yep, money
But at
talks.
the same time, the reputation has already been tarnished at that point,
Yeah,
because
The
it
big
took them like
problem-
2 to 3 weeks to respond.
The big problem I
so-
had with this whole thing is that they were trying to do retroactive pay, like retroactive fees.
Yeah.
So that means basically these would be fees that have already tied for every download you've already had. This
Yeah.
is not a
They
new
tried-
agreement, like not a new agreement for them saying, hey, from this suspected date, any date after that, you
Yeah.
do a download that's 20 says, no, this is retroactive. So let's say,
Yeah.
for example, a game that got 1 million downloads, that developer would now have to pay $200,000
Yeah.
directly
Yeah.
to Unity right then and there as
Yeah,
retroactive
it's
fees.
it's a heist for like games that have already been released long ago.
Right. Exactly.
So what they ended up doing in their public apology is they made it where as long as you don't update to the newest version, I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's like the Unity Premium. You are like you're not subject to any of their fees. So it's a good thing that they rolled that back.
Yeah.
They also made it where if you are using it, you have to fit the criteria of 1 million downloads and also $1 million earned. So if you're a smaller indie company, you probably will not feel the effects.
No.
But still, it's because that they completely pulled the rug under all their the smaller creators, and the fact that it took them so long to backtrack on this that a lot of people don't trust them to keep their word.
No.
So
We'll see what happens. It's just blatant underhanded, like, mob mentality of just like,
Yeah.
pay us, like no legitimate reason why you're imposing
Yeah.
these fees. It's just straight pay us. That's all it is.
Also, someone in chat also made a good point. They actually even tried telling that to Microsoft as well for the Game Pass, and Microsoft was just like, "No."
Yeah,
Straight
just
up,
tell
no.
the biggest video game like software developer, like one of the biggest developers in the world of software, and just be like, yeah, you owe us. Yeah, no.
No.
yeah, Microsoft
quick.
will print you a nice big plaque and hang it up on your front door saying "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, exactly.
Phil Spencer could turn around and go, "Oh, okay, I'll just buy a company then."
Yeah. Also, I should be watching my swearing
Speaking
'cause we
of
have sorry.
Speaking of buying companies, There was a nice email floating around from the FTC that came out where
This is
my
such a
God,
good
the
segue.
leaks.
This is
Yes.
good. So, yeah, so we're back
Here we
on
go.
buying companies here. So some emails came out, and one of these enlightening ones was that at some point, we're talking maybe during the Wii era, that Microsoft had interest in purchasing Nintendo. And
I saw
to an
that.
extent, Valve. If you don't know, Valve
Oh,
is
yeah.
the ones that run Steam, and they are the largest PC download marketplace in the industry. Anyway, obviously the big concern here is Microsoft just purchased Bethesda, and then they purchased Activision, and are now one of the biggest software developers in the
Yeah.
industry, if not
And the
the
fact
biggest.
that this is just a candid conversation with what is his name?
Phil
Phil
Spencer.
Spencer.
Yeah, Phil Spencer. Like that is just mind blowing because like if you guys aren't aware, like for the last few years, kind of seems that Nintendo and Microsoft have been kind of chummy, where it's like, hey, we could work together, we can do some cool
Yeah.
things because it's we need a healthy relationship. But quite frankly, if you look at Microsoft with their lust for acquiring properties, it's kind of who knows what's going through their mind.
Right. Well,
It's like Pokemon. Phil just wants to catch them all.
Well, here's the thing. None of this is new. If you work in like business long enough, you know that executives and all that stuff, they all have ideas, right? Like people always have ideas in business. They're like, you know what? Maybe we could buy Nintendo. Financially, yes, Microsoft probably could buy Nintendo. Microsoft has loads of cash because we forget. No, we forget. Microsoft's not just in the video game business. Microsoft, yes, they are the largest software company in the world. They also, have cloud infrastructure and all that stuff that millions of businesses use and pay for monthly. Microsoft is not hard up for cash, right? And this is what I think we're kind of forgetting here is that Microsoft is a big fish in a big pond. Nintendo is a big fish in a small pond. So here we go. So it would make sense like Phil Spencer be like, you know what? We have the cash flow. We could probably buy Nintendo. People come up with crazy ideas all the time. And then they were talking about in this email how they were like, they had friends that were acquiring stock at a rapid pace in order to get, gain leverage. And like, it looks like they were kind of like working to gain leverage and make it sound like a hostile takeover if they wanted and stuff like that. You have to understand too, is like Nintendo is a very, very traditional Japanese company where they probably wouldn't even agree to this.
Yeah, Nintendo would laugh them out of the
which they already did once.
out of the boardroom.
They did it once. And
Absolutely.
we're also forgetting too, Nintendo has loads of cash to sit on. They're like the Wii, now the Switch, etc. They have loads of cash to sit on.
Especially recently with the Mario movie doing so well.
And not only that, like they apparently have like some of the best like company atmospheres. No one ever, they have probably like the highest retention rate of employees in their company, because when the Wii U wasn't doing well, Iwata, Miyamoto, and all the other board of directors all took a major discount to offset the losses of the Wii U.
Exactly. So this is interesting. We're talking about this real quick here because I actually spent a good majority of my last week reading Reggie's biography, where he talks about his time at Nintendo. And just his career in general. And just for the sake of this topic here, the stuff Reggie had to learn about business customs in Japan and East Asia, the customs and stuff he had to learn, I can already tell it would be very difficult for Microsoft to just acquire and adapt.
Yeah.
Because they work on a very different system. Like they work on a very different set of customs and all this stuff. If you haven't yet, go read Reggie's biography. It's a fairly short book, but it's kind of like fascinating, some of the stuff he learned. There's a lot of stuff he talks about. He goes through the Wii U era. He goes through the Switch. To the start of the Switch, he talks about the 3DS and all of that stuff. The fighting for the price point of the fascinating book. But that's aside from the point here. But one thing we got to take is that this stuff is all grain of salt. You know, my CEO comes out and says things all the time like, hey, we should do this, that, this, and this. Doesn't mean it's going to actually happen. You know,
This is the internet we're talking about.
True.
Right.
Yeah, if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon.
Right.
As far as any of these concerned, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Well,
Here's the
that's
thing.
actually confirmed. It's a
The
real
statement
email.
the statement is true because it is in an email and it's got Phil Spencer's email address on it, etc., etc.
He also
Oh,
addressed it in person.
What
as
I'm
well.
saying
Right.
is like other people's perceptions of
Right.
the information that's given. Like it's
It's a game of telephone. It's like, hey, we should buy Microsoft, and then
Right.
the internet sees it like, oh, they're gonna buy Nintendo. You know, sorry,
they're
I worded
making
that
what
backwards.
should be a grain of salt into like a rock boulder.
Exactly. And this kind of makes sense why it's happening because, you know, Microsoft keeps buying all these companies. But like, it's a grain of salt, people. But Phil Spencer came out, he went on Twitter or X, whatever the hell we call it now, and he was like, hey, it's unfortunate that these emails came out and, you know, you see our hard work, you know, in the pre-planning stages. Just please please wait for when we announce our real plans. So clearly, at this moment in time, it's a pipe dream. So don't freak out and be like, "Oh God, Nintendo's going to be bought by." Valve's not in the place to do this. Valve doesn't need to sell. You know. Same with Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't need to sell. They have the number 2 selling console of all time. So they're fine. We'll wind down here real quick. Who's excited for some of the stuff that showed on that they showed on Nintendo Direct and the Sony PlayStation, whatever they call them now, State of Plays.
Say the play.
We saw more Spider-Man. We saw more. What else did we see?
Final Fantasy.
That was the big one.
Final
the Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
VII Remake Rebirth.
Did you watch
That
any of
looked
this,
really
Everis?
No, I rest in shame as being out of the loop this week.
Yeah, I
You
watched
missed the
both of
whole
them.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gameplay trailer.
Yeah, you missed
Well,
19
I
inches of
haven't even-
Sephiroth.
I haven't even finished the first one, so
I will say
played the first like 30 minutes, I'd say.
I will say in the remaster or the remake, whatever they're calling this, the rebirth or whatever, the golden saucer is gorgeous. It's so like bright and colorful and lively that I love it.
If I know anything about Final Fantasy, the Golden Saucer is like a glorified casino, right?
Right. It's like a casino, like circus combo theme park type of
Yeah.
thing. And it's in 14, right? Like it's one of the biomes in 14, right? Yeah. So
It's their casino.
yeah, it's literally
You-
beautiful looking in this game. So what the hell is MuskHub? Who came? God damn it.
Moscow.
Because Morgan put X Hub, Chibi put XXX Hub, so I
Okay.
was like, you know what? It's MuskHub because of his
I thought
obsession
Elon
with
had bought
X's.
Pornhub then for a second.
No, I don't want to see his face on Pornhub.
Imagine if that like the logo gets changed to like his face and then Hub. Oh my god!
Yeah.
How
You
to
can't-
immediately turn everyone away from the website? Do that.
You see, Eric, if Elon Musk is not allowed to flash his wang in front of the people, he's just gonna flash people using the giant Twitter logo on his building.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All
Yeah,
right.
that is
Well,
true.
now we've got a tie for the Tony Robbins of COD and MuskHub as our title. This
MuskHub, MuskHub, absolutely MuskHub.
All right, I'll take it.
We'll vote on it afterwards.
Yeah, I will say about Marvel Spider-Man 2, it looked fantastic. The trailer. I'm torn between getting the digital deluxe or the collector's edition of the game. I'm
Wait, so
torn.
which one gives you the 19 inches of Venom?
The collector's edition,
Okay, there
which
you
is,
go.
but it's over £200.
You know what you need to do. Okay. So yeah, Final Fantasy Rebirth is the big one that was announced. February 29th, I believe, is the day. The big release day. So
And he also revealed the collector's edition of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which also has a Sephiroth statue. 19 inches of Sephiroth, anyone?
oh my god. 19 inches of Sephiroth on your MuskHub.
Too much. I already have like.
You've already got 19 of Geralt. We get it.
I do.
Of course she does.
It's Geralt, yeah. 19 of Geralt.
I think it's smaller. I think it's more like 12.
Oh, it's only 12. Oh, it can't reach.
Poor
them
Geralt. I think
capability.
it's smaller. Poor Geralt. Okay, so the Nintendo Direct. All right. Zenith, are you excited for the Nintendo Direct? Were you excited?
Well, it was a very mid direct. There was a lot of things that was just a waste of time, but there was one thing in particular that got me super excited because I was already really excited for the Super Mario RPG remake, an important game from my childhood or late teens because I missed out on being able to play it. But Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake is coming, and if you don't know, this is probably one of the best GameCube games, or one of probably the best like Mario RPG type of game. Like, it was so well written. It's got one of the best like stories. That it's actually a dark game. I was just talking about it on the podcast like months ago. And the fact that if you try and obtain a physical copy of him, you're gonna be spending a lot of money.
Roughly 200.
But now that that it's coming to the Switch, you don't need to do that, and people get to experience the awesomeness of it, for the very first time.
Yep.
This isn't a remake. This is just released
it's a
on
remake.
the.
No, it's a remake.
Oh.
It's like
a remake. It's not a port. It's a remake.
It does say HD, yeah, but it's actually a remake.
Yeah. They completely redid all the graphics. The only question is, I want to see if they actually added anything or removed any, just kind of like, because like as much as I love this Paper Mario, there's like some tropes of it that I kind of hope gets removed because it does a couple of things that kind of like stretch out the longevity of the game.
Right.
And I'm just like, please just let me get to the the fucking main mission here.
Are you talking about the princess like robot talking stuff and things like that kind of
No. That stuff is fine. But when I have to, when I'm trying to get to the next chapter, I don't want to hear someone say, I love you 100 times.
Right. I know what you're
I love
talking
you.
about.
I love you. 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 I love you.
This is the Thousand Year Door is literally one of the best RPGs made.
Yeah.
It's an amazing game. It's so
But it's also
weird.
Got some dated things that might need
A little bit of
some
dated
reworking.
thing, but it's weird. It's not your traditional type of like Mario story. It's very weird. There's like a robot and Princess Peach involved. There's the story of a pearl necklace. That's
Don't
involved,
spoil anything for me.
Zena's face right now.
Where is this pearl necklace going exactly?
Prepare for titties.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
It's good. Go buy it. It's gonna. What's the date on this?
It's not got a release date yet.
Yeah,
No
2024.
release date.
So
Okay.
there's a reason why. Is like when they announced that, this pretty much confirms this is the end of the Switch's life cycle
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it is too late in their life cycle to start releasing games for that are like first party games. Like, yes, they're releasing the Princess Peach game, which actually looks pretty impressive. I liked it, but you're not going to see a Mario. You're not going to see Zelda, Donkey Kong, or Metroid. It
Wonder
is
is
too
it.
late.
Wonder is
they
it.
don't need. Yeah, they don't need to buy. Well, and even then, that's just a 2D game. But they're not going to really get any more Switch sales unless if someone wants like a novelty, like red Mario themed Switch. Everyone practically has one. But
Didn't they announce a red Mario Switch as well for the
Yes.
RPG remake that's coming out? Yeah.
I thought it was for Wonder, but I could be wrong.
for
I have
Wonder.
a
yeah, it's just for
question.
Wonder.
I have a question in the chat here, specifically directed to me. Even though Madame Fleury has big titties, because she's paper, would she still be considered flat-chested?
That's all for you to decide.
Well, she's paper, but the emphasis on the paper of the size of her mammies would basically, she's still big chested because it was drawn in a big chest. You know, she was drawn with big tatas. So she's not necessarily flat chested. But, you know, anyone else can throw their own opinion in it, but that's just my personal opinion.
So based off of your logic, if she was one dude,
Oh dear.
fuck you, would it give you a paper
Oh dear.
cut?
Oh dear.
Titties are titties. It doesn't matter about the shape or the size of titties. That's all that matters.
Thanks, guys.
You know what?
My community, everyone.
You know what? I probably would get a paper cut.
Paper cut would be worth it though.
Dill.
Not unless there's some lemon juice on it.
What? Wow. Jeez. Everis.
I feel like every time I get a paper cut, it's nothing. It was.
What?
Everett.
Paper cut again?
It was not
putting
me
lemon
mad
juice
at.
on my
It
penis.
was not me mad at you, but I feel
Damn.
like every time I get a paper cut, there's some micro speck of lemon juice that gets on my hand and makes it burn. I don't think that the paper cut. I don't think the paper cut is worth it.
How many lemons are you going through per week, Everest? Be honest.
Quite a few.
What?
I cut up a lemon and put it in water and drink it.
Okay.
Oh, for your exercise.
Oh,
Or in general.
I was gonna say, you know, you can just buy the little thing and, you know, the little pre-squeeze lemon and just pour it in there.
Fresh lemon tastes better. Mark my
Okay.
word.
Okay, well,
Oh,
it ain't
Everest
worth
is
the
right.
paper cuts. Everest, before we head out of here, is there anything intriguing about the Mario Directs or the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo Directs that interest you?
I hate
Or-
to say it. I mean, the things that you mentioned were the things that I would be interested in had I watched it. So you guys kind
okay.
of filled the void for me.
Okay. We are going to go ahead and we're going to end it here. We obviously have a birthday boy that needs to go get celebrated. So
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Everest,
true.
go ahead and enjoy. Tell Josh happy birthday for all of us. Tell him I'm sorry about
course.
Starfield. I'll give it a better shot.
Nah.
That's my birthday gift to him.
As a conclusive thought, he just thinks you need to get a little further into the game. But that's
Okay.
pretty much it. And that I agree with you on the fact that a lot of things aren't clear cut as far as expectation, and like they don't really handhold you in certain things, and having to look stuff up has been kind of annoying. But
We'll give it a better shot. And again, like I said, it might turn around just like Tears of the Kingdom did. I mean,
how many
who would-
hours do you have now?
in Starfield?
Mm-hmm.
Probably maybe 6 to 8. Something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
early.
Yeah,
Early.
that's early.
That's really
For like
early in
any
the
other
game.
standard game though, that'd be almost halfway. Isn't that crazy?
What's
you
a
know.
stand? I mean, the standard is different now.
Yeah, averaging right now, games are averaging what, 15 to 20 hours, give or take?
About
20 to
25
30.
Oh, really?
I'd
Am
say
I
that.
just tripping?
Yeah.
Am I
Like
just tripping?
Final Fantasy 16 is, I think, to get to the main story alone, not side content, is something like 25 hours.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 has been confirmed to have like about 20 hours of story-based content and then like 25 hours of side content.
All right. So I'll put it at this point as I think my first and second date with Starfield were a little lackluster. We'll give it the third. We'll give
Treat
it
it
the
like Tears of
third.
the Kingdom. Treat it like
Well-
Tears of the Kingdom, Eric. Give it
Okay.
some chance.
Okay, we're gonna go on a third date with Starfield, and if Starfield don't put out, then we know to not pursue this anymore. All right.
Madam
So-
Flurry, you pull her out.
Madam Flurry with a paper lemon tata. So here we go. So yes, there's going to be a little bit of a schedule shift. We're going to wind down here. Next episode is actually going to be, I marked it here. Next episode will be the 7th of October.
Okay.
And then we won't be back until the 28th of October.
Oh, okay.
Because I will be
That's
out
all right.
I'll be out
That's
on a work
perfect.
commitment. Yeah, I'll be
That's
out on a
actually
work
fine.
commitment.
That's the weekend that Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out, so I get more time to play it.
Good.
Okay.
So but it all worked out.
May be available for it, but I got invited to do a Canadian Thanksgiving thing for that weekend.
That's not fucking allowed.
Oh.
You have nothing to be thankful for.
It's free food. Please. I'm not eating
Friendsgiving.
well since I got here. Like you have
Canadian
no idea how much
I
I've
can
been
tell
eating.
by your
Meat.
beard. I can tell
Wait,
by your beard.
Canadians
You're
don't
hoboing.
celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yes,
They
we
do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
do.
right. They have
Just
their
October.
own. They have
You're
their own.
uncultured.
Yeah. We've been
This-
thankful before you were ever
They've
were.
been thankful for the
And we
mooses
don't
that
forget
helped
about
them.
Thanksgiving because
In my head, Zen, you're like way more American than Canadian in my brain.
well, I will say this. I get to truly enjoy Canadian Thanksgiving and that because at least the very next day after Thanksgiving isn't Black Friday and where I forget to be thankful.
Oh, that's true.
Mm.
That is very true.
just don't go out on Black Friday.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah, right.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
So many of those like people out there with their Black Friday sales. They're on Thanksgiving. They're just, oh, praise the Lord. Thank you for this turkey. And then all of a sudden the next day they're punching like a small child trying to get a PS5.
That's the American way.
Yeah.
It's not that bad anymore. It's died down a lot. Over the
It's
past
not
couple years.
because
Okay.
everything is about Cyber Monday now.
Yeah, and online.
Yeah.
Right.
Online stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank goodness.
So as always, you can do ! social media. That will give you all the links. If you are listening to us on the audio world here, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast listening of choice. If you're watching us, you can catch us on twitch.tv and you can catch us on YouTube. By the time this episode goes up, episode 27 will be up on YouTube. Again, we'll be back on the 7th of October. And at this point, again, as always, I got Dill, I've got Everis, I've got Zenith, the best crew of podcast people in the business.
Yeah.
So we appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys all for hanging out with us here today. Josh, happy birthday. Enjoy it. Everyone else, we'll see you all later and you have a great day.
Bye.
That was the weakest bye ever. Who did that?
Bye.
Dill.
Ugh.
He bawed like a goat or sheep.